there is freedom to and there is freedom from. And sometimes what someone wants freedom to do comes into conflict with what someone wants freedom from. Freedom of religion often occupies both of these. Still, the act of being set free, that feeling, it lingers in these hills. It lingers in the Ozarks if you know where to look, and if you don't go looking in the wrong place. The year is 1999. Our characters are 10 years old. They're gathered around in the massive hearth room. Some of the kids have just finished performing a version of Peter Pan, one of Mama's favorites. There have been some creative insertions that involved Pokemon, though, but overall, the themes of the story still held. Currently, some of the older kids are manning some of the rope rigging that was used for this sort of this play for the flying scenes. They're holding it so some of the younger ones can kind of swing around like George of the Jungle. The one kid just said he was swinging around like Tarzan, and he's been corrected. Even though Tarzan just came out, so it's fresh in the mind. George was the one who swung around. Tarzan surfed on tree branches. This argument happens between these two children who are sort of hanging on to these ropes as all these things are going on. The musically inclined kids, which often play different songs during this time, are taking a break. The air is filled with the smell of like spiced cakes, savory pies, peppermint drinks, and plenty of sickly sweet pastries just permeating this room. It is the solstice, or it's Christmas, or Hanukkah, or whatever a kid wants it to be. It's winter. It's an exciting time to be at Epiphany home. Even right now, snow is falling, as you can see outside the huge wall of windows, like powdered sugar from a sifter, just smoothing over some of these chaotic trails carved into the snow already from all the children running through last week's icy offering. Mama Fawn has been absent for a little bit, though, and so have the extra helpers that always show up in the winter, which means it's about that time. And almost on cue, there's a blast of cold air sweeping across the room as Fauna and some of the other adults push the massive double doors open, and this sort of makeshift wooden sled, old school style, is slid through and into the stone floor. The door slams shut, and this thick blanket is ripped from where you see is a pile of presents, more than enough for every child here. Some time passes, the kids scramble to claim their spots, the adults busy themselves passing out the gifts, and eventually they sort of settle in their corners with mugs filled with warm drinks, and they're watching this cacophony of like shredding papers, cheers, noisy toys, and just general merriment. None of that one kid at a time stuff. Every kid for themselves. Fonda seems to have like these inexhaustible funds and a knack for knowing what people want. But she's careful not to overdo it, though. The home is huge, but it doesn't need to be just filled with senseless items. You're all gathered in one area. A lot of the kids gather around their age groups. There's a sudden flash as Mai takes her first picture with a new Polaroid camera she just got. Lon hardly notices as he's grinning at this confusing mass of wooden cubes in his hand. Mai's watching the photo she took of her brother slowly darken into existence. She goes, maybe I should have waited to take a pic of you. Don't want to break this with my first shot. And Lon doesn't even register the jab as he's just rotating this object in his hands. He goes, This is the most complicated bird puzzle I've ever seen. I don't know if I'll ever figure this out. I better get started right away. And he just starts sliding these like little wooden cubes as he studies the puzzle for some sort of sequence, some pattern that he can latch onto. What did the rest of you get? What are the other gifts that everyone else is opening here?
So over the various holidays, Blue had been getting various pieces of a computer. It's like a compact Prosignia, just like the top of the line, like workhorse computer. had gotten speakers and a mouse for his birthday, keyboard another time, got the tower, and now finally for the holidays has gotten a monitor and is very careful. Doesn't just rip things off, but is careful is undoing each of the wrapping paper and everything like that, and just kind of looking at it reverently. It's just kind of saying, "It's here. It's complete. I can do it. I can do it now. This is great. This is great." Just muttering to themselves.
There's another flash as Maya takes a picture of you grinning, in your little secret villain looking. It's here. It's my creation's complete stance. Um, as she sort of chuckles to herself, shaking the photo a little bit. As a little bit of darkness starts to spread on a stark white piece of paper as blue starts to fade into existence. Uh, who else? You see, even Lon sort of looks up and takes interest in this. There are, of course, computers here. You have a lot of up-to-date stuff. There's a difference between ones that other people could use and little kids get sticky and stuff, and someone's always breaking, and like your personal machine. Who's next?
Oh, I will say that
Hi-
I will go next. Oh, you were gonna go? Okay. Um, so Lenny would have like been staring at like the pile of presents for a little longer. That like it's clear which one's hers because her name's on it, but she was hoping there would be another one there, one that would be very obviously something that she's always wanted, that she told her parents about, but isn't. But she sees another package, and it's like a very obviously stack of books wrapped in like wrapping paper. And she opens it, and it's like several leather-bound journals. So it seems like there's one for every year. So it's just like, oh, like so, and they're all very decent. They last for a while, either journals or note taking. And there's also a book of ghost stories, hauntings, and stuff like that, and mysteries that she can dive into. And there's a lot in there. It's a really big book. She was hoping that there would be a smaller present, which is a recorder, because she's always wanted one, and she told her mom about it. And she said she would get it for her this year, and it's not there.
Another flash. A sigh. Oh, you don't look nearly as weird as Blue did with his present. As
To disappoint, I guess.
Hey,
she just sort of gives you a smile, and this again is just sort of looking at your picture start to fade into existence. We've got the full nerd spectrum covered. That's cool. Who else? Someone get something cool besides me? Jet. What did Jet get?
So Jet kind of already knows what he's gotten, because he's been like saving up his allowance to get pieces and things for this, knowing that it's closing in on Christmas time. Let's get some things, and so the Dreamcast has come out, and he's already picked up, NBA 2K, NFL 2K, Power Stone, Marvel vs. Capcom, and he's just like practically like vibrating, waiting to pick this thing up because he knows it's there. But he's not trying to like knock over the other kids because some of them, this might be their first time here. Jet's done this a few times. He's been here his whole life. So he's just like, just let them move, please. Please. And as soon as he gets it, he just picks it up. And you see the look on his face. And he looks at Mama Fauna. And he looks at the box. And he looks at Mama Fauna. And he looks at the box again. And he's like... just starts ripping the stuff open.
Amazing. Right at that screech, there's that flash to capture that moment. You see a couple people sort of jump a little bit who are nearby. Some kids look over. Mama Fauna just sort of shakes her head laughing, takes another sip of her drink. You could tell playing it casual, like, oh, that Jet, but like very much taking pride, really like loving how much you love what you received, but trying to stay, keep it cool, stay mutual in this. Um, and then yeah, Mai's looking through a couple of your games. Lon even looks over and a little bit, and he goes, "Oh, Power Stone, nice."
It's not the PlayStation.
Yeah, this is like the next thing. Like it's gonna be Dreamcast from here on out.
They just announced the second PlayStation. I don't know.
It's still
Sega.
cool.
I mean, yeah, it's cool, but sorry, I'm just
Learn to have fun, man.
Yeah.
Resident Evil. You know, Okay, it's fine. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna
It
go
looks
back
really
to
cool,
looking
Jet.
at the monitor.
Maybe he'll build you a PlayStation, Jet. Then you won't have to feel bad about it.
I think I could probably.
This is literally the best day ever. He can't make me feel bad
Oh.
about it.
Stream over. We had a good run, guys. Thanks for being
You want to
here.
make fun of his voice?
Hi, everyone.
Everyone beats up Jet, and our game ends.
If you're watching this, please let us know so we can offer you money from our pally.
Who's next? Zilla or Shahid?
I'll go next.
Okay.
So, walks up and she finds these two small little wrapped boxes stacked on top of each other, like tied with a ribbon. She has no idea what could possibly be in there. They're very small, so it's definitely not like a sword or a spear or, a giant easel or, anything like that. But she opens it up and inside in the first box is a whetstone for her to practice using, something practical as far as like taking care of things and the responsibility of using weaponry and whatever. And then the next one, it's one of those traveling watercolor sets where it's like very, very tiny, like almost like a cigarette box. And inside it just has a couple colors and like a tiny paintbrush and a tiny bunch of watercolor paper cards. And those are kind of the things that she has, the things that she does like throughout her day, but they're like travel size. So I think that makes her feel like safe, that she doesn't have to worry about not having them.
Another flash. Mine goes, "Oh, still got a pet rock and paints so she could put a face on it. Still got a friend." And yeah, Lon, not even looking up from the cube, goes, "It's a whetstone. It's for her blade." Just completely missing the jab once again.
Yeah, my blade, my
Sword.
a picture of that.
Mine goes, "All right, point taken, point taken." And then looks to Shahid. The newest, probably hasn't been here very long at all. Certainly the first winter holiday here.
Yeah, Shahid's very, very new. So far, he's probably talked to maybe 3 people total. And he's sitting in a corner, not even looking to see if there's a gift. Because that's not something he cares about right now.
I think
Nope.
probably
I
about
think
Jet's not
there
gonna
was
let that
something-
slide.
yeah.
This is
think-
why it would last.
I think there's something over there for you.
I don't want it. I don't want it.
Well, it's a present. It's like probably something really cool, like a Nerf gun, huh? Yeah.
When can I
There's a
go
tag.
home?
She
Has she given you the talk yet?
I know that my parents are dead. I saw it myself. I was there. I just want to go home.
Did he? can I tell you something that I learned? Because I've been here forever. Home
Okay.
is where your family is, and I want to be your family. Do you want to play Dreamcast with me?
I don't know what Dreamcaster is.
Or you can come and check out this new computer, okay? Because I definitely got Age of Empires 2, and you can play. They got a bunch of new people on it, and I heard that Fangoria has a website now, so you can see like all the cool war stuff. But if that's not your thing, then like Nick,
You only have one mouse, Blue.
Mm, We didn't have a computer. My mom had one at the clinic, but that's it.
okay, cool.
What's it do?
Or you could let you could let Z play swords with you, but I don't think you can play with real swords.
If she asks you to be the training dummy, don't do it, okay? You're gonna have to wear a stinky mattress.
Blue, that's only you. You know that.
I would share
But you
my
have to wear a stinky mattress.
I would share my stories with you, but like a lot of people have said that they're boring. So
That's when I said that the things I did didn't matter. Mom used to tell me that everything matters in its own little way. Don't denigrate yourself. Enough people are going to do that for you, so you should stop that.
And just to flip that right back on you, you should probably go grab your president over there, or you're gonna degenerate yourself too.
And Mai goes, we're all degenerates here. It's fine.
We didn't
Just open your gift. Well, now you do.
Or I'm gonna take it.
Yeah.
Blue, no.
Fight Blue over it.
like when they say that, Lenny like hops up and over to get to the gift first so that they don't take it. He's just like,
Mai says we're all degenerates. Just Jet does a chop just off of like reflex. He should not be allowed to watch wrestling.
Yeah, Mama Fauna doesn't do the best at monitoring what content these kids are consuming.
like, oh, like,
Freedom to, freedom from, right?
so Lenny like briskly moves over as fast as possible, but not looking like she's running, gets Shahid's gift and brings it back to him and says, I don't know where my parents are. And I'm not sure when they'll come back, but so far it's been pretty nice for the holidays. And she like hands it to.
I think I'll save it for later. You know, we didn't do gifts or celebrate Christmas or the solstice or Hanukkah. This isn't our time of year, but on a really cold night, we'd play Scrabble.
Is that how
That's
you
Scrabble.
knew what denigrate was? Because that was pretty impressive.
Thank you. It was my first big 9-letter word. I got a high score. My parents were immigrants, so you know they struggled with like learning, and they said Scrabble was helpful, and it's fun.
Lon sort of looks up. I mean, ours too. And I like games, so if you got a game, we can like play together.
Teams?
If they have Scrabble here, we can play it together.
Teams.
We don't need to. Hold on. I rush upstairs and pull out, because I was allowed to bring some stuff from my place.
Mhm.
So I pull out our family game of Scrabble, and I bring it down. Okay, so when I was little, I didn't understand most of the letters, so I colored some of them in, but those are just new mystery letters, so you can make them anything you want.
Ooh.
Finally, Scrabble that Lenny's not gonna win.
What are you talking about? It's just a new thing to figure out, she says, like lifting her pridefully.
Oh, you nerds. All right, dump out the pieces. Let's go.
Okay. And I dump them all out.
Yeah. You guys begin playing a game. Mama Fauna sort of glides over from her spot where she was sort of sitting almost dangerously close to the hearth, this fire, but just it's sort of mimicking the warm smile on her face as she just took everything in, watching everyone in this moment of happiness. Yeah, she just sort of goes, looks over. Oh, what'd everyone get? Blue. Is this it? Is it ready? Last piece?
It's ready. Last piece.
What's the first thing you're gonna do on it?
Well, I have a checklist, so I'm gonna go through all the BIOS and everything like that. I'm gonna make sure the OS system is downloaded properly, and then after that, I'm gonna hardwire it to. Do you think we have like a cable modem box or a phone line? Do you have an extra phone line that we connected to it and everything like that? There's Trip, whose dad owns the Radio Shack back in town. He said that he's been on a game called EverQuest, and you can play like an elf like wizard or something like that. And I was like, oh, I want to play like an elf wizard, but not like an elf wizard. I could probably play like a well, I can probably put do swords because Zilla would be like this.
Yeah, I think I have an extra phone line actually that I never got hooked up. So yeah, we'll get on that, Blue. Yeah, I'll let you figure that out because you already lost me with elves and wires and whatnot. Lenny, that's quite a stack you got there.
Yeah.
She grabs the book of some of the ghost stories. Oh, I'm a sucker for these. And she's sort of skimming through. I know all of these. I want you, and she grabs one of the other journals. I want you to make a new one. I tell these all the time. You've heard them all, right? We got new kids coming in more and more. I need something new to tell them, for them to really get the pants scared off them. Welcome into the family,
Okay, and like you see like the gears like turning in her head. It's like, okay, I think I can do that. Mama Fana, not to be ungrateful or anything with these. This is nothing came from my parents, right?
I can double check. I know some things fell. It's a little disorganized for my usual stuff. Let me look. And she goes to where sort of the stuff got brought in, digs around some of the discarded papers and stuff, and pulls out a little box. And she goes, actually, yeah, looks like we did miss one.
Oh, really?
Just tosses it to you.
And she opens it. And
yeah, it's a recorder.
Okay, cool. Thank you. This is great. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna talk about a ghost story, and then I'm going to write it as I'm thinking about it out loud, and then yeah, okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean that's what makes a ghost story is how it feels in the air,
Gotta capture
Good
that.
thinking, good thinking.
Mhm.
She looks over to Jet. Which one is this?
It's a Dreamcast.
Yeah.
A Dreamcast. Okay.
Hmm?
The PlayStation makes sense to me. Like, it says what it does. The 64 things that confused me. This is a Dreamcast. Okay.
Well, if you think about it, when you play a video game, I've never played one, but when you play a video game, you're kind of like watching a dream. So it casts the dream that you're watching.
Kind of like an elf wizard.
I like
Right,
no
Blue?
lizard.
It's a really interesting way of thinking of that, Shahid. That actually makes more sense to me than the other stuff. And we are getting one of these, for the playroom. But I know how you like to practice, and you need to be like the best at these things. So I figured it'd be. It's
on the cover.
Oh yeah, Mandy Moss. That's neat.
NFL 2K.
Yeah. I'm glad you got your own.
Mama Fana. Seriously, Randy Moss, best wide receiver in the NFL.
Sure. Zilla. Oh, this is neat. This is needed. She holds up the whetstone. I wasn't gonna say anything, but this came just in time because your blade's been looking a little.
Yeah, it's been worn out a bunch. I've been practicing a lot, so this is definitely helpful. And I want to make sure I understand like the entire process of like swordsmanship and all that stuff.
It's a big deal having a weapon like that, Well, with and she looks to Blue. With great power comes great responsibility, right?
Yeah.
And look at this. The other weapon, the sword and the quill, some would say, or the paintbrush, I guess, in your case. I'm excited to see what you make with this.
Yeah, I don't know if I've seen one like this before. It's so tiny. All those walks we have to go on, and I figure it would probably be good to spend time doing that too.
Yeah, you don't
Not
want to be
just
lugging like an
knocking-
easel around and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, not knocking branches down on people all the time just because I'm bored. We wouldn't want that.
And Shahid, this
I
is
brought it from
interesting.
home.
Scrabble.
Yeah. I brought it from home because we used to do these on like winter night when we couldn't go out and do you want to play? I mean, we're completely out of seats, but you can like we're doing teams, so it's two per people to a little set of.
Yeah, you're new here, Shahid, so the other kids will let you know I do not let children win. But let's get started. And yeah, you sit around, you play some Scrabble. And despite her saying she doesn't let children win, you get suspicious a little ways through that she might be letting someone else win. But eventually, game wraps up. She has a good time, but moves on to sort of check on some of the other kids. There's a lot of Pokemon gifts this year, a lot of Pokemon cards, so things are quickly turning feral in some corners of the room that she is having to monitor a little more as trades are happening, battles are happening. It's a whole thing. She doesn't quite know the plague she set upon this home, but she will learn. But as that's happening, you can hear sort of a crumpling as Lon is opening a gift he missed. It's just kind of a small, peels over. It's like just plain brown paper bag, sort of parchment paper, small wooden box. Kind of matches his puzzle. And Mai goes, "What the hell? You got another gift?" And he pops it open, and it's just a little piece of coal. And he just looks at the rest of you. Come on, guys. Who did it?
Not me.
Maybe
Why would I
you.
waste a perfectly good box on coal?
Maybe it's charcoal. Maybe you missed. Maybe it's actually supposed to be Zilla's.
You can make diamonds from coals.
Oh,
Yeah,
this is
technically.
like
He picks it up, and yeah, it kind of rubs off on his fingers. Like, oh yeah, this is definitely coal. I'm gonna get my puzzle all dirty now, guys. Not funny. I've been very good, definitely better than you guys.
I would have given it to Mai if I had done it.
I would have given it to Z. Personally.
And Mai goes, oh, actually, I think you might have actually gotten one, Z. And she sort of points and kind of, you're not sure how you miss it. There is like a tiny little box next to you as well.
I open it up.
Yeah, you start unwrapping the paper, and all of you sort of glancing around notice you all have just like you somehow missed and all this stuff going on. Just little boxes that you unwrap and notice the same thing. Open it up, a box. You pop the top, and there's a little piece of coal. And as the last one of you seeing this, you can see Lon's like wiping his hands. He's like, I can't get this stupid stuff off. And the coal's like all over him. It's on his face a little bit. It's just like messy. But like there's more coal on him than there was even on like this little chunk of it almost at this point.
Mom?
And you're looking at him, and you can see it just sort of slowly spreading on his cheeks where there are little fingerprints of it starting to spread a little bit. And he sees like his hands are now just completely blackened. His forearms too.
Lon, why don't we?
It, Lon.
Yeah, why don't we just take you to the bathroom? Come on.
Get some
And then he
cocoa.
just looks at you and what? And you could just see it's spreading fast now. It's coal.
Mama Fauna?
Fauna's there in an instant, in a panic. Where did this come from?
He touched that?
You-
Check. We got one.
You've and everyone's been good. He just looks at Lon. Lon, what did you do? And then I've been good. I don't know what's happening. And he's just holding up his hands. It's spreading on his face as well. And she's looking around. Nobody touched that. Nobody. And she knocks it out of one of your hands. Fuck, not you two. And he's just like, he starts crying. And even the tears aren't even like staining or spreading the coal smears on his face at all. And she just scoops him up. And his hand is where it's mostly. It's like concentrated. It's just like this dark color on his hand and forearm. And she runs over to the hearth and sticks his hand and arm into the fire. As he screams out, the fire crackles a little bit. You can see it start to catch on part of him as she forces part of his head, his face into it as well. And everyone just looks over and starts taking notice because Lana's screaming. And you're all, just notice this sort of horrific scene for a moment. But it's not quite as interesting as your computer, right? Your journal, your Dreamcast, your paints, your whetstones, even your game of Scrabble. Immediately sort of draws your attention more as you go back to playing with her toys. And Lon joins you soon after, and everyone has a very interesting and another pleasant holiday at Epiphany home. And welcome to Table Goth. Tonight, we are serving Hunter the Reckoning. This is the 4th episode of our chronicle, Never Coming Home. Here at Table Goth, we share stories best told in the dark. We have discussed our boundaries. Safety tools are in place for the cast, but given the improvisational nature of the story, we cannot predict all content that will be explored. You can expect violence, especially this episode, death, manipulation, religious trauma, and hopping in holes. We have gathered to tell a dreadful tale, so please take care of yourselves as you keep this in mind. Joining us at the table are professionals who deserve compensation for their performances, and the show survives off your generosity. So please help us reach our goals, which should be linked as our Pally stuff wherever you're watching this, hopefully. So our story can continue, and we can unlock some other bonuses as well. So yeah, find that wherever you happen to be consuming this. For Knight's Tale, we will be dining with Nordine.
Hey, my name is Nordine Likadir. You can find me at Werewolf Feels. My pronouns are he, him, and I'm the whole diver of this group. I play Shahid Muntakim, also he, him, the underground atonement hunter.
Holy Diver. Love that song. Mandy.
I'm Mandy Morose, and I'm playing Zilla Akins this evening. She is, what is it, faithful? Yeah? Something like
Who knows? Who knows?
that? I don't know. Everyone always says theirs, and I always realize I forgot to say mine and like 4 other things. So probably that. Watch the promo video again. And she, her are her pronouns.
Flawless introduction.
Polished.
We have Prince.
Hey everybody, I'm Prince, also known as Dimples and Dice around the internet. I am playing Jefferson Jet Tomlin, the violent one that everyone needs in their group. Yeah, everyone needs one. Both of our pronouns are he, him. Let's play some monsters.
Speaking of monsters, Sade.
What? All right. Anyway, Shadi Smith Edwards. Hello, everyone. I'm playing Lenny Thorne, the Inquisitive Creed. And we're gonna be fighting some monsters this round. So hopefully we don't die. We'll see. Who's to say? Fingers crossed. And it's let's get into it.
Speaking of getting into it, Wes.
It's me, Wes Franks. My pronouns are he, they, and I am playing your entrepreneurial hunter known as Blue, just blue, like the color. Both of our pronouns are he, they, and let's get dangerous.
I'm Bully. I am a he and a him, and I'm the storyteller and everyone else. Now, please have a seat, mind your manners. The table is set. The ritual begins now. About to wing a recap. We are back. Last time, I remember very well what happened, and I will explain it to you. We started with talking to Mai in the police station, who's there for questioning. We discovered a few things. One, that she wanted nothing to do with this. She was very ready to give her key and her share of things to the stones, which the group, of course, did not agree with. And that also she had a very different experience with this place. And this is not her first time back like everyone else. In fact, she feels compelled, drawn to this place constantly and does what she can to stay away from it, which is she's mostly successful, but every so often finds her way back in Strenna. With everyone else, even if they maybe thought about coming back, this never happens. So, found out that she was arrested for they suspect she broke and entered into the medical examiner, the coroner's office. She suspects there's something weird going on there, but we never really got a chance to get into it. Instead, she was convinced to at least stick around town until they could come up with some answers. Though she doesn't seem quite convinced that she should get into the problem-solving thing with the rest of the group. Speaking of problems, we split the party after that. Some people went to get lunch at the cafe and meet with Agent Renair. This was Shahid and Lenny, the more level-headed of our group. And they had a good discussion with her and had a little bit of talk about what this special affairs division was. She seems very much not in the know. But also, through some keen insight from Lenny, seemed a bit disappointed that the more problematic party members weren't there for her to engage with. But she took what she could. They had a talk. She spilt a lot of information about the missing persons, and he tried to convince her not to investigate the Special Affairs Division further, as he did reveal sort of the Area 51 nature of them. But again, with Lenny's insight, got the hunch that she's probably going to go look into them, because he rolled terribly on that. And then they talked to Ill Bill, one of the dents who went missing in his back, whose order changed. There's some weird things with him. Had a whole conversation with him. Did a line of questioning. Maybe whatever they got from that conversation is, I don't know. But there might have been some clues there. Meanwhile, the rest of the crew, we're going to go to the house. Saw police cars going the other direction. Followed the police cars. Went to the lawyers and found out that her son is missing. The police were there investigating a lot of things. Blue did a lot of running around, taking security tapes, hacking into the scanner, heard the stones on the police scanner as well, and found out sort of where her son last was, so they can go there and start tracing the trail from there. Meanwhile, Zilla harassed the deputy, broke him down while he was trying to do his job in front of everyone. That was great. Did Jet not cause any problems during that scene? Oh, all right, good on Jet. We had some character growth from Jet. They went talked to the group of kids that they recognized leaving the party that they told were cops. Seemed to be the group that the missing kid hung out with. Oh no, that was Shahid and Lenny. I know that was Lenny. What happened? Who split up after that? No, Zilla and Shahid then split up to go investigate the stones, while Jet, Blue, and Lenny went to find the kid. That's what happened. They went to do that. Lenny talked to the group. One of them was a fan of Lenny. She found out that Bull, the kid, might not be missing, but instead ran away, and they didn't want to tell anyone. But thanks to Braxton and Pee-wee or Drone, they were able to find a spot where he seemed to have been running away and then went into the woods. Meanwhile, Zil and Shahid hit a random pothole that seemed to pop up out of nowhere in the road. Luckily, Proctor Stone was there to give him a ride, and they accepted this ride, even when this ride included going into Stone property, and then down some curvy roads, and then out of the truck and walking along a creek, harassing him a little bit along the way, but he didn't seem to take the bait too much, though he did react to a few things. Eventually getting to a dark cave, which he tried leading them in. Shahid and Zilla noticed that these footprints he was following, he seemed to be creating. So Shahid attacked, and the fight did not go well. But Shahid did shoot him, yes? What happened? Why did he fall?
The ground opened up.
No, before that.
I thought it was like an earthquake happened and then like
Yeah, it was
he
an
fell or
earthquake.
something.
Yeah, that was it. We had an earthquake.
Okay,
Yeah. Shahid got punched in the forehead, got knocked back. An earthquake happened. Tree fell. You two barely dodged it. The creek split, swallowing where Proctor was. She jumped into that hole where Proctor fell, breaking his leg. Zilla, without any snark, helped him out. Shahid patched up his leg. They hotwired the truck, and Zilla decided she's not done with the stones. So they got to the main road. They exchanged information with the rest of the group. The group said, hey, we're on a trail to follow. They saw footprints. They saw that Bull had been kidnapped or something, and they're going to follow the footprints towards actually where Epiphany home and the property is. Zilla and Shahid are heading towards the stones. And Jet, Blue, Lenny have followed this trail to this weird area where they've seen bite marks and all sorts of stuff on all the trees and all sorts of things like that. Eventually coming to this like kind of trailer-like thing on really high stilts with no way seeming to enter it in the middle of the woods. All sorts of bones and refuse and trash and food containers around this place. But this is where the footprints led. And they, not being the most successful in their stealth, ran into the people who live here, we'll say. Two brother-looking individuals, interesting faces, missing parts of their nose and mouth, sort of scraggly hair, very country-looking camouflage, red baseball caps, one with a chainsaw, one holding sort of just circular saws that you'd put in buzzsaws. Didn't exchange many words before an altercation broke out, as one of them decided to chuck one of these saws, and that is exactly where we are picking things off. I don't think I missed anything good on me. So, how combat works in this, I'm going to run this much like I run Vampire, where I want everyone's intention. What are you trying to do here? The three of you are a bit of a distance from the other two. Though one of them seems at least to be throwing distance, as one is clearly pulled back and it's getting ready to toss this. I believe it Blue, who's brandished a gun, yes? So that seems to be their intention. The other one has pulled the chainsaw. It has started and is clearly leaning forward to charge in. What do the three of you want to do in this moment?
Let's see.
I'm torn. Like, I would like to identify or see if, like, okay, well, first of all, do they just look like normal people? Like, essentially, like, just but outside of like their face not out off, just look like they're wearing like,
Generally,
caps and,
yeah.
yeah, but they look a little disfigured. Okay, so
Yeah, a little ghoulish looking, but not like obvious monsters.
Blue is out in the open, and Blue doesn't like being out in the open. So I am going to attempt to not kill this because the last time I tried to fucking shoot somebody, it didn't fucking work at all. Try to like maybe like kneecap him with a gun and then dive. Like essentially just not trying to.
So you want to do like a called shot to slow one of them down?
Yeah, or like covering fire to give me some room to breathe, so I can like dive into a bush or something. Because Blue.
So you want to do a maneuver then to like get to
Yes.
cover, distance
Yes.
yourself.
Yes.
Using your gun as a little bit of cover for yourself. Okay. That's your intention. What about? Let me give you a roll, and then everyone else will tell me what they want to do. Can you give me a? Give me a wits firearms, because this is more of a quick thinking tactic, using your weapon to sort of set you up here. So wits firearms from Blue. Jet, Lenny.
I would say that she's trying to get out of the way, but also probably going to use her foci to like figure out if they are unnatural.
Okay. You have a thing called Sense the Unnatural. By holding your object, you get sense of presence within close vicinity. This is obvious to do, but it is an edge test, which is wits and occult for you.
Okay.
Difficulty 3 to 5, depending on the nature of this.
Why isn't it didn't roll anything for? It's saying 0 dice were rolled for the normal success. Is that normal?
No.
Oh, it doesn't.
That
matter.
doesn't matter. They're all hunger dice. You had 3. Just
Okay.
count those. It's,
That's
what they're
weird,
rolling for one.
but yeah, you do have 5 dice for that roll.
Wait, it didn't roll all of the dice.
It didn't roll
I
all
didn't
of
roll
it,
the
it
normal
says
dice. It
0.
only.
No, it didn't.
That's weird.
I try again?
Dice.
Yeah, next to your edge, next to Sense of Natural, it should be able to click the little...
I did. It just did that. Let me just try one.
That's what it did? Weird.
Yeah. I mean,
There
that's
goes.
still 0. None of them.
So
0
2
successes.
Hmm?
Jet, what are you wanting to do?
Oh, these motherfuckers are attacking my friends. They're red hat and camo wearing motherfuckers in the woods. That's already seems like a dangerous situation for Jet. Yeah, fuck them. I don't care what they are. Because they're wearing red hats and camo in the woods and bringing saws at me. If they're regular people or supernaturals, they about to get fucked up. They fucked with the wrong one today. So,
what are you
Jet's
doing?
intention is to go after the one that has the chainsaw and take Marsha to its arm, because it's very hard to use a chainsaw with one arm. As
So you want
to clean
to
chainsaws.
disarm him in a way?
I mean, I want to break the arm that's holding the chainsaw.
Okay. So you want to do like a cold shot. You want to do damage, but you also want to have an extra effect,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah,
drop
yeah.
the chainsaw. Yeah, that's some strength melee. So it's a
I feel
cold
like
shot.
this
So
falls into my drive, yeah.
yeah, you want to use some desperation dice here?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, please do so. But it will also add that, but also take -2 because this is a cold shot. What about Braxton?
Braxton. I want Braxton to sneak. I want Braxton to wait for a good opportunity to jump in. I mean, if this was D&D terms, it'd be holding action while he's out of sight.
Holding action for what?
To jump on one of these things if they come running at me or one of my companions.
Yeah. So that's happening immediately. So you could just
one's
go ahead
throwing
and.
something.
The other one's
one
charging
I'm
at
running
you.
I'm running at him too.
You're running, yeah. So running at each other. So
Yeah.
Would Braxton go after that one then?
It'd be the other one, unless this one downs me in some way.
Okay, so we'll say it's going after the one tossing buzzsaws.
Yeah.
So Braxton has a physical dice pool of 5. Oops, sorry.
Okay, and I'll be rolling strength melee. You set minus the.
I'll roll
2
for
the
Braxton.
full
Make
shot.
it easy.
So that makes it 1 extra. Yeah.
I mean, sorry.
Man, what the fuck? Pound plus willpower.
Roll 20. This is not the time.
It really isn't.
It's not the
It
time.
really fucking isn't.
How much money did
So-
y'all take, huh?
For those of you who are watching, I just rolled 8 dice. I got 2
Mhm.
successes. I spent willpower to re-roll dice. I got 0 successes.
Okay.
Roll 20, baby.
Marcia still does 2 damage.
Not an ad.
That's true. So you got that. Braxton, who I rolled for, got 5 successes out of 6 dice. So good on Braxton. So this is what happens here. The one with the chainsaw and Jet charge at each other. Jet, he's gonna just straight take the damage. This is a chainsaw. This will be aggravated. Please take 3 aggravated damage. As you go and you hit and you hear a satisfying thud. And not that satisfying. You'd rather hear a crunch, but instead you just hear a thud as Martha connects heavily with his arm.
Marcia,
Marcia, sorry.
not Batman in this up.
Why did you say that? But him still getting a good chunk into your thigh and those blades rotating and you just feel it cut deep. This chainsaw has not been cleaned. It is not a clean cut. It is not an efficient cut. It catches definitely on some muscle and tendon there. Just fucking up your leg. But you get a solid hit on his arm as well. Meanwhile, Blue has taken a couple of shots towards the one who is aiming at him. One of them getting close enough, we'll say. Not doing damage, but getting you to where you can hear the just go flying past your head and sticking solidly into a nearby tree as you get cover behind one of the trees, giving yourself some shots to do so. As that one is then immediately latched upon by Braxton, who's just using all of his weight, ripping back and forth, keeping this person off balance as they're getting one of their saws and about to try to turn it on the dog, taking a significant chunk of damage, though, from Braxton while doing so.
Good boy.
Lenny, you attempt to focus on your foci as an amulet, to focus on this to get an idea of you don't get any sort of reading. You're still sort of out there, still sort of exposed. You start to move. We'll say you have time to move out of the way since the others are so engaged. But yeah, no reading. So these might just be some psychotic rednecks or something. I'm not sure. But that's what happens here. Yeah, Jet, you're in combat with this dude now. He's just gonna keep trying to. He's gonna try to keep going, and he's already caught the leg. He might as well just go all the way through. Braxton is in full combat with the other one. So Jet, I assume you want to fight back, or are you gonna try to defend yourself, or?
3 ag.
You got so many dice though. You just gotta roll better.
You gotta trust.
Yeah,
roll
that's
20
where I'm at too.
That's the thing.
Yep. Jet's not going out like no punk. He's got to fight.
Still going for the chainsaw, or you're going for the person?
I got to get this out of his hand. I can't let him keep holding
Okay.
the gas down on this thing.
So if you want to focus, you could do a regular roll if you're just focusing on the chainsaw and not damage and the chainsaw. Or you could try to do both again.
Let's just focus on getting the chainsaw out of his hand. Then I can make better decisions.
I'll count this as a straight roll then. So yeah, strength, and you have desperation dice, so you can use still. Strength melee for you. Blue Lenny, you see all these things happening. You have a vantage point, and you guys have a little bit of breathing room to do something about it.
I'm going to see that Jet is not well after like her putting all her focus in, just like what the fuck. And then she's going to take out her gun, like which is like under her leather jacket. Quickly take out safety, and she's going to aim. She has a thought. She's curious. If it's a person, then like this will help. But she's going to aim for the hat, and try to shoot it off. She like probably go for the eye, like between the eyeballs, but aim high. Essentially, is what she's thinking.
Called shot, yeah. Give me a composure firearms, -2.
Composure. -2?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you're just rolling just to do straight damage, that's just a regular roll. If you're trying to do anything extra, it's a called shot, and it'll have various penalties such as that. Which one are you going for? The one with the chainsaw or the one with the handheld buzzsaw?
The one that's focused on Jet right now, so the chainsaw.
Okay.
I think.
Good to know. Good to know.
And
Blue,
that's 8.
what are you doing?
Blue is like, because Pee-wee is still up high.
Mm-hmm.
And Blue is like looking between Pee-wee and the tower and looking at their go bag that has a bunch of stuff in there and goes, order of operations, Blue, what do we get? Okay, we gotta make sure. And is going to go to the console, like the control for Pee-wee. And I up with our last
That ain't roll right, by the way, Sade. You'll probably have to re-roll that.
Yeah, it keeps on giving me 0 dice every time I'm rolling something, and I'm like, I definitely
Take the hint.
but yeah, is going to put in a command because I just recently got a perk for Pee-wee that's autonomous. It just means that can just do things. If it's a complicated thing, then I have to roll flat 5. But if it's just like a basic command, I want Pee-wee to essentially. Is there windows on? There's windows on this tower, right? This fucked up tower.
Yeah, this little like shack on stilts. Yeah.
Yeah, shack on stilts. I want Pee-wee to get a vantage point on one of the windows, and I want Pee-wee to hide. Because if we get the fuck out of here, I want to be able to trace this location back directly. I mean, we have the map for it and everything like that, but I want eyes in the sky on this place if we get out.
Excellent. Give me the edge test for that then.
Perfect.
Sade, is it just not rolling right
It's
for
just
you?
not rolling any of the dice. I'm just gonna like leave and come back real quick. But it's just only rolling hunger dice and none of my actual dice. I apologize. I'm just gonna relaunch and try again.
This is how
Being
you
right.
can get bullied to do every roll for you and never have to stress about it ever again.
Oh.
And also, he rolls better for some reason. So
Yeah, it's working for me. Are you clicking like the skill first and then?
Mm-hmm. Skill first and then the.
Yeah, yours are showing up firearms. Weird. Okay.
Okay, I'll just do it one more time. I just reloaded.
8
again.
successes. Goddamn, Blue.
Get a blue. All right, gonna try one more time.
How much did Jet get?
I got 4.
Yeah, 4 that time.
Willpower
Good.
disrespected me.
It's just not rolling for me. Okay. Sorry.
I'll roll
Blue,
for you.
Thank you.
it's the best that way.
Digo, a game of champions.
Okay. Firearms, composure. -2. Oh, that's why it's 2. Because no, that's right. Because a
Negative
negative, yeah, a -2. Yeah, she doesn't have a lot of dice in this. You're not great at this. So yeah, yours were right then.
So even though, like, wait,
Because it's removing 2 dice.
Yeah, it's just removing 2 dice. So that's
okay,
why
so
you
he's
got
not
2.
even counting
So
them, okay.
let's use your first. What's your
Yes.
first one you rolled?
First
So you got
one.
2 successes.
Mhm.
I'll use your first roll for that. Yeah. Okay. That's why it was showing 0. Because yeah, you with the -2, it's just taking away those dice.
Okay.
Yeah, that means your dice pool's only 2. But I mean, so out of your dice pool, you rolled 2 for 2. So good on you. A few things are gonna happen here. Yeah, Pee-wee's absolutely following your. Oh, that's autonomous. So is there anything else you wanted to do?
Yes. I want to immediately, as soon as Pee-wee does that, I'm going to go into my go bag, and I would love to see if I've got some ingredients so that I can make a little bit of pyro, a little bit of flame, maybe something of the Molotov variety.
The Molotov variety. Yeah.
Perfect. And just to explain that to
There's an
the
edge
listener.
test for that, right?
It's intelligence.
Improvised
technology.
gear.
Improvised
do
gear.
it.
And I'm frugal, so I can make it out of trinkets and tools I carry, no matter the cost. And do I get desperation dice for this because it is part of my drive?
Yeah, you can absolutely use your
Inventing.
desperation dice for this. Inventing while on a hunt.
Awesome.
Jesus.
Fuck yeah.
Wes has been
Fucking
paying his
fucking
roll 20 bills.
That's right. That's right. Fucking
10
yeah.
successes.
10 successes.
You very quickly, so that it's your turn to make this, but you have 2 very efficient, because this is a critical, I will say this is even more damaging than Molotov normally would be, and you have 2 of them. Yeah, on the fly, using some bottles, some extra fuel you have and whatnot. You got two Molotovs ready to go. While this is happening, Jet, you've met each other, so you both get to do what you wanted to do. Which means he gets to slice your leg a little more, but you perfectly met it, so it's just the 2 damage bonus. So 2 more aggravated to Jet. As this thing keeps going to your leg, but it gives you a good opportunity to bring Marsha, bring Marsha up, come crashing down. Immediately you hear the motor just stop as this bat dents it, kicks the motor and knocks the whole thing out of your leg, although it definitely pulls out with a squirt of blood from your thigh. But this thing is the thing's busted, and it actually started to catch a little bit of the bone, and some of the blades probably even snapped off a little bit. So even if you like picked it up and couldn't get it going again, the chainsaw's done for.
Jet's done for as far as running goes, so that puts away one strategy. We're just gonna put up a grenade on this thing's overall.
Yeah, that happens. He looks up just in time for a bullet to, with only 2, you don't catch him at all. You only shoot the hat. The hat missing his forehead, but shooting straight his head. You see like fucking Red Dead, someone shooting a hat off. The hat goes flying off of his head, and there's just this red stain on what's left of his sort of greasy, slicked hair on top of his head. And you see his eyes go wide, and he isn't even paying attention to you, and he goes and he starts scrambling to grab his hat again. Meanwhile, Braxton, with fucking rolling like a champion, is just handling the one in the back, who's now fully on his back, and Braxton sort of has the leverage. And Braxton's biting into this dude, and this dude's biting into Braxton. Not very efficiently, though. Braxton's doing better and has this guy handled so far. Braxton's doing great. All these things happen. Back around, yeah, Jet, you'll get an opportunity here because this person is scrambling for their hat. So what do you want to do? They're going to, I mean, it's not, well, it depends what you want to try to do. Because Jet's in the close quarters combat. What's your move?
Well, how far away is the hat?
It's right there. Like, he's just gonna pick it up. But he physically has to like turn around, and
Well, as soon as he turns
like
around,
you could get a shot on him, or you can get away.
Just gonna get away because his leg's too fucked up and he probably won't be able to move around very much after this. So he's just hobbling out of here. However, I do still have this grenade.
Yeah.
And the grenade is very much fueling Jet's idea of what the fuck to do with this thing. And he's got to get some distance away before he thinks about a grenade, though.
Yeah, Braxton would be in the grenade zone right now because these two, like, he barely had time to run up because you met him.
Yeah, I'm getting out of here. Well,
Okay.
as far as he can get away.
Give me a Dex Athletics. I'm gonna roll for Braxton again.
Okay.
Yeah, you see, he goes, snatches the hat, fixes his cap back on his head, sort of makes a wet sound as he does, and he's just eyes wide, but you can see he's still gonna try to pursue and pummel Jet with his hands if he has to. Meanwhile, in the back, there's a scrap going on. Blue and Letty, what do you want to do?
Lenny's gonna shout out, I think they're red caps, so aim for their hats. Try to burn them if you can.
Blue's gonna say, okay, and hold up a bottle. And you just see there's like a very menacing looking liquid in it, and there's a rag over the top of it. And I'm definitely not the person to be doing this, but you know what? Fucking, let's go, baby.
Leroy Jenkins it.
The the artist formerly known as Chainsaw Redcap, I would like to toss a Molotov at. Oh, even better. No, I don't want to toss it. I don't want to light and toss it. I want to, yeah. Actually, I do. I want to light it, but I don't want to break it because I still have my firearm on me.
Okay. So what's the plan?
Can I toss it so the guy catches it? Is that something
We'll see.
where like just do like a toss, like here, catch, like literally look at him and be like, hey, buddy, catch.
Maybe. We'll see. You can.
What about the other one?
Give me.
Braxton's on top of him.
I mean, it's gonna be bad for either way. I could say maybe a subterfuge, but your subterfuge is as bad as your athletics, so it's really not gonna matter dice-wise for you. But either way, either skill I believe would involve composure. I feel like throwing something is because you don't really need distance or dexterity. I'd say dexterity.
Okay.
Which is actually it's the same for you. So
Same for me. Not persuasion. I have a very
because you're tricking him. You're not trying to honestly persuade him to
That's
please
true.
accept this.
All right. Not charisma. We'll do dexterity.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll willpower.
One success for you. Jet,
Willpower
two
is not
successes
helping me.
to get away.
Willpower is
Braxton got 4 in his
basic.
fight.
It's big 3, baby.
3 for Blue. And Lenny, what's your intention here? So this person's pursuing Jet. Blue just underhand sort of. You say something, get his attention, like, "Hey."
Yeah. I'm like, hey, buddy, what's this? And just like toss it to him.
Underhand toss, and in a moment of weird confusion, fixing his hat, starting to stalk towards Jet because he doesn't even need to sprint to catch Jet. And Jet's not doing great at getting away despite his wound. Looks over, and yeah, sure enough, just both hands catches this container. In the back, you can see this person. You can see these two animals pretty much at this point are just biting into each other. Braxton actually taking some damage this round, but still seems to be winning that scrap between the two of them.
I'm going Lenny's gonna go over to get Jet or help Jet out of this situation, if possible. Is there anything?
So you're gonna go over to Jet and try to physically help Jet be quicker to get away?
Yeah.
That you can do. I would like Lenny, please give me a composure resolve.
Okay. Ooh.
5 successes is fine. As
Nice.
you start to approach, and your survival instincts are stopping you for a second. There's something just terrifying about this individual that makes it difficult to even approach or get near. You can feel just the malice, the danger dripping off of this thing. But you push through to get closer, get to Jet, throw in Jet's arms over your frame, and just start pushing through, helping Jet to actually get a decent distance away from him, making it to where he's not caught this round.
You
His caught
charged
was
with
container.
a guy with a chainsaw, Jet.
The other two are fighting.
I think he got an artery. Fuck.
Blue, what are you doing?
Really?
So there's another round, essentially, potentially our final.
Can I
yeah,
do a thing?
what's yeah, everyone can do a thing here.
I want to give Blue the grenade. Just here, take it.
Just take it
Yeah,
to God.
you're getting moved past. You just football hand in the chest, blew the grenade. Lynn, you're going to continue helping Jet get away.
Yes, that's what I'm going to keep on.
Any commands for Braxton? It seems at this moment Braxton is winning the fight. This other guy's not looking great. But who knows what can happen? Before I roll any dice, I want to know what you want Braxton
How
to do.
damaged is Braxton?
Game terms, he has 2 superficial damage.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, Braxton's gonna fuck this thing up. Braxton
Stay and
follows
fight?
my drive too. Until like, because Braxton can move faster than most things. I trust
Yeah.
Braxton will take care of this.
4 successes for Braxton. Okay.
Yeah.
Blue, what you do will determine how this encounter ends.
I'm going to shoot that fucking bottle that has the lit rag in it.
Composure firearms. Braxton is taking another 2.
Fuck me. Oh god.
No. Ooh.
That is 2 successes.
No more willpower.
No more willpower. To shoot the bottle.
Can Lenny see that he missed and also try to shoot, or like it's just too distracted?
Yeah. Give me composure firearms.
Okay, cool. Don't fuck me, dice, please. Oh, I'm gonna re-roll that. Let me. It's 2, so
God damn.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
A frantic situation.
This was going to happen. So he's charging. Blue takes a couple shots. Neither of them hit. Lenny, you're trying to get Jet away. You turn around. You see he's closing in on you. You go. Take one breath, line up a shot. Take a couple. One of them, sure enough, hits. As for some reason, he's still holding this thing, just grinning with what's left of his lips. Closing in on Blue, who's sort of backing up shooting. This thing hits, and he goes on fire. But he's already right there, so close to Blue. Just grabs onto Blue, tackling him and taking him down with him. Just holding him as he burns, and he's just yelling, but like yell laughing. And also holding on to you as you both start to burn up. I would like 2 aggravated for you, please.
Of course. You've got it.
And also, will you please give me a composure resolve?
I can definitely do that, Chief. That's 4 successes.
Amazing. You are not terrified. You still have your wits about you, facing this creature. Who you're on fire. This thing is strong. You can feel once it's on you, you're overpowered. You're trying to scramble away. You can barely see anything. Things are burning. Parts of his burning flesh are falling on you. Your clothes and hair are starting to catch on fire. And you're just trying to scramble out. And luckily he's pulled off of you, giving you a chance to get up, pat yourself off. You had another one of those things on you. Luckily you had the wherewithal to you just had to sort of drop it, or else you're holding a flammable thing that could have broken by him tackling you. It was sort of just self-preservation. You lost your weapon, but you potentially saved your life. As Braxton, the other one you see is lying still, just throat open. He's still just coming out of the throat, pulling up very quickly next to the one in the back. Has pulled this one off of you, though damaging itself, still on fire. As he just gives a swift boot, you hear sort of a growl yelp from Braxton, who goes down. But Jet, Lenny, you have distanced yourself quite a bit. Blue, what do you want to do? You're essentially, well, all of you, you're essentially in a situation to where Braxton is the only reason that this person has not killed Blue, and has drawn the aggro from him, but likely at the detriment of its well-being. You can use this opportunity to get away, or try something else.
Is the cap still on his head?
It is.
It's on fire?
It is.
He's on the ground, correct?
Yes.
And Braxton's down?
Yes.
Blue is going to move towards Braxton and is going to, for a second, point the fucking gun. Just a quick second. Point the gun at the red cap guy and just hands shaking and just says, "Next time, motherfucker." And is going to pick up Braxton and haul ass. And just going to cover. I've got the grenade. I'm just going to cover. Actually, if you would allow me, can I pick up Braxton and leave a grenade in the place? Sans pin?
Yeah. This will involve you being quick enough to get in and out, because Braxton is right where this thing is. If you want to risk you failing a roll, which means he gets his hands on you, then you can swap things out.
Perfect. Yeah.
If you want to leave him where it is to sort of deal with the fire, and he's trying to sort of fix it, save his hat, we'll say, you can do that. So it's up to you.
No, let's do a little swapperoo. Picking up Braxton, leaving behind a grenade, and getting out of there.
Yeah, this is kind of straight Dex athletics then. Really strength, since you're pulling a dog, but I'm being generous and you're doing a little swap action, so.
I appreciate you. Not larceny? Okay. You've got to be fucking kidding me. That is 0 successes, my friend.
No willpower left?
No willpower.
Fuck.
Okay. Our battle continues then. That's 4 superficial damage to you. As you come up and you grab Braxton and start to go away, grab the grenade and start to turn. And the time it took you just a second too long, you put your arm out and he just catches the hand that has the grenade and he just wrenches it and you feel it break at the elbow.
Oh god.
And he's holding on to it though. He does not let go. He breaks as he's kind of on his knees, starting to get up, just snarling at you. Jet, Lenny, is there something you want to do at this moment?
Okay, so 1 second. Okay, so it grabbed Blue's armrest and broke it.
Broke.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you definitely took out the pin already?
I'm going to assume Braxton got dropped or let down after this. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Lenny's gonna
Doesn't
put.
sound like he had time to pull the pin.
Did you? I don't think it was a pin thing.
I
Like
don't
you
think he
started
had
to
a
get this
time
thing out.
I was just gonna drop. I was just gonna do a little swapperoo. Maybe motherfucker was gonna land on it, and it would be like a. I wasn't gonna risk pulling a pin with Braxton.
Yeah.
I was just
Then Lenny's gonna like put like lean Jet up against a tree, I guess.
Nope. Jet's not going to go for that. Jet's
Don't give a
turning around
fuck.
to
And then
fight.
she like dips out. She's like, sorry, Jet, you're bleeding bad. And then she like dips out. She's going to. It seems like it's focused all on Blue, so she's going to run up and snatch its cap. And try to get focus on her instead.
She's gonna give me a Dex Athletics. It will be at a penalty because it's facing multiple opponents.
Oh, cool. Dex up. There you go.
It's also impaired.
I'm gonna reroll that. Okay.
Roll 2 of them,
Hey yo.
making
Let
that
it
a
go.
critical. So are you keeping it, tossing it? What are you doing with the hat?
I am going to. Ooh, what do I want to do with it? I'm gonna.
I'll say
toss
you've
it-
seen once it loses hat, yeah, it's just focus on that thing. If you take it, you imagine this thing's going to pursue you.
I'm gonna yeet it on the other across the other side.
With that many successes, yeah, you grab, you throw it up, immediately catches in a tree branch, and he's immediately lets go of what's left of Blue's arm and is looking up, holding his head, where you could just see this weird bloody imprint, and yeah, he goes scrambling for the tree to try to
Fuck
figure out
off,
the way
gross motherfucker.
if he could climb up and get his hat back.
Right. She's going to help Blue. It's like,
Braxton, get Braxton. Get
okay,
Braxton.
all right,
It's just-
go to Jet.
Yeah,
and then-
Letty grabbing Blue. Jet, if you want, you can hobble over and grab Braxton.
Jet's probably taken off his shirt and started to like try to wrap this wound up, take the belt to try to slow the blood flow.
If Blue's okay, I'm gonna go get I know he's not okay, but like get Braxton, or scoop up Braxton.
Braxton's still okay. He's not an ag yet, is he? Or is that like
I think two.
what is he looking at?
He is at. The last thing that happened. Yes, no, he is at ag. He's one ag.
One ag. Okay, he's all right. He's okay. He's
Yeah.
burnt his mouth a little bit. He'll be all right.
For his mouth, he got booted. Like he got temporarily knocked out. Is essentially what happened.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh
after a
my God.
moment, you come. He starts coming to.
Pass it to me.
um,
Come on.
Y'all can start hobbling out of there as
Yeah.
we visit our other situation going just fine. Zilla and Shahid in a stolen truck. And we will jump right into that situation right after our break. Bye.
I'm just a poor wayfaring stranger. I'm traveling through this world of woe. There's no sickness, toil, or danger in that bright land to which I go. I'm going there to see my Father. I'm going there, no more to roam. I'm only going over Jordan. I'm only going over home. I know my way is rough and steep, but beauteous fields lie just before me, where God's redeemed their vigil keep. I'm going there to see my mother. I'm going there, no more to roam. I'm just a going over Jordan. I'm just a going over home. I'm going there to see my Savior, to sing His praise forevermore. I'm just a going over Jordan. I'm just a going over home. I'm just a going over home.
We are back. We are in a stolen pickup truck. We are with Zilla and Shahid. We are heading towards the stone compound.
To get first aid and let them know their son got sucked up in a hole.
Okay. So you're not like sneaking in. We're heading to like the main road to where you go in to get to the stones. Excellent. Shortly after getting service at the main road, making your phone call, and then heading back. Yeah, sure enough, you hit, unsurprisingly, a large gate that is closed right at the edge of the road. But sure enough, in sort of these large stacked stones, expertly making this sort of entrance, it says the word stone.
They really aren't subtle, are they?
I think it's a conscious choice. I think it's on purpose.
Think the others
But yeah.
are okay. Sorry.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
You think the others are okay?
I mean, one hothead per group, but they have like more to balance it out. So I would assume that they're fine. They're just looking for the kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what do? You're parked in front of this gate.
Do they have a call box or?
They do.
I would jump out and get into the role of terrified lady and run to the call box.
Terrified lady. Yeah, you hit the button. After a moment, you hear a voice on the speaker respond. How can we help you?
We were looking for the kid that was lost, and we were with Proctor, and then there was like an earthquake, and he fell into a chasm, and my friend's hurt. We came back for help to try to find him.
The ground just like split up. Tell them about the ground splitting up.
Yeah, the chasm. I know he hit his head. Can you just please help us?
Okay, so we're taking a straightforward approach to this. Let's do charisma persuasion.
Can I give an extra to assist with that? Considering I spoke up. Or would you like?
Do you have persuasion?
Me?
I have.
Shahid to help.
Okay.
I do have persuasion. Yeah.
If you have a dot of it, sure, you could help with it. Add a dice, Zilla, to your
Now
roll
I have
of.
2 dice.
He's listening and already not believing, and he was there.
Yeah. He's like, wait, what? I don't remember that. 1 success. It is a true story, and this is a dire situation potentially. There's a long pause. Then you hear a different voice answer. Please do come inside. There's a click, and the gate starts to open itself.
Okay, so how badly do I play this? Am I like completely out of it? Do you want me to back you up? Do you want me to take point? This was your idea.
I mean, you are hurt. He did get sucked into a chasm, and this was a fact-finding mission the entire time anyway. So, what do you think sells best? We all know I have the personality to get any information out of anyone, but
Wait, are you serious?
no,
Okay.
delusional.
Okay, we go with mostly the truth, but this was not me getting hit in the head with a stone. It was me getting hit with the head with a rock. You know what I mean? We're scared. We don't know anything about this ring. None of this supernatural stuff happened. We were following literal tracks. Yeah. And prod them for info. See how scared they are about Proctor.
Sounds pretty all right. I think if nothing else, we learn nothing, and they blow us off.
Yeah. Or they give us a band-aid. That'd be nice. I mean, I kind of used up Proctor's whole emergency kit.
Okay. Are you having this discussion as you drive in? So you start on the winding road into the heavily forested stone property. The largest private section of land in this county, even larger than the Epiphany Homes land. As you make your way through a little while, taking in, there's a quiet here, there's a peace here, there's a serenity that sort of permeates everything about this. Despite your situation, despite your planning, your machinations, you can't help each of you to take a moment to actually just appreciate nature here and there before sort of refocusing on the task at hand. On one especially sharp turn, you have to slow down and to sort of make. You can hear a song coming from the woods. Zilla, you had quite a religious upbringing. You recognize the old hymn, a mighty fortress is our God, a bulwark never failing, our helper he amid the flood of mortal ills prevailing. You hear this, and it's being sung in clear tones. You slow the truck almost to a stop for a second as you kind of glance out. Shahid, it's on your side as you're just sort of looking out the window, and you can quite clearly see the choir singing this. but they blend in pretty well with sort of a little section of cleared out trees next to the road, stones just sort of littering this little clearing. But amongst the stones are heads singing. It looks like literally just like severed heads just singing this chorus on the ground. But upon closer look, you can see they're not severed. It's likely people like buried up to their neck. But they seem at peace. They seem at ease. They're harmonizing beautifully.
Are
you gonna linger here, or will you continue on?
Do you see the singing heads?
Yeah, they're buried in the ground. Look, it's a cult. We knew this going in. This isn't that much of a surprise.
I feel like buried alive humans singing hymns is a little further than like the typical cult description. Like, I would be less surprised if they were like sacrificing children over there. Let's keep going.
Yep. We keep going.
Eventually, you make your way towards the compound proper. Like a village just springs up in this massive clearing in the forest. All sorts of very sturdy but very simple, simply built buildings. Almost like a town sort of trapped in an older time, a simpler time. But there's a group already gathered to sort of meet you. You barely make this turn before you sort of have to stop, as there's a group of people waiting for you. They are dressed very simply, almost in like the linen type thing, but not like the airy sort of California whatever thing. These are more practical and sturdy material, but still very simple. Most of them seem to have quite long hair. Individuals who can have facial hair seem to have beards as well. They're also singing. Again, Zilla, we'll just say with your background, you actually, I don't know if you would recognize off this bat. If you could give me, each of you could do this. Give me an intelligence occult. Three for Shahid. 2 for Zilla.
2 out of 7.
Zilla, you recognize it, but you can't name it. You know it's a hymn. It's a very, very old hymn. Which is the only reason you probably do know it, Shahid, because of its sort of historical context, not its religious context. It's the Hurrian hymn.
Do you hear that?
An old, in this sort of Semitic language, definitely predates a lot of modern religions, was considered one of the oldest songs. But yeah, they are singing this. They seem to have just been sort of facing each other, singing it together. You can see in their hands are these smooth stones that they're sort of rubbing in a meditative fashion. This deep melodic song that they're chanting, even though I assume you step out of the vehicle at this point, and you can feel it vibrating in your chest. It sort of gives you that sensation of like if you stand too close to like a really loud subwoofer and you feel like you almost can't catch your breath because of the bass, but you're not actually suffocating. It's like that for a moment, but then it shifts to just sort of almost like a pleasant vibration, like sound therapy, and then silence. And then one steps forward to sort of address you. A young woman, a few years younger than you guys even, maybe. Shorter, very light blonde hair. Serious, seeming concerned expression on her face. Like an impressive bone structure. She seems more like model-like than like rugged Amish that a lot of the others seem to be going for. Really light blue eyes as well. It's sort of large and blink a couple times with concern as she sort of separates herself from the rest. You can see a family resemblance here to some of the others as she kind of gets close to you two. There's been a problem?
Hi, Charlie. Yeah, there's been a problem. It's Proctor. It was the kid went missing, and our car broke down, so he drove us to the woods. There was these tracks built into the ground. We chased them, and there was just a big earthquake, and a chasm split open in the ground. I fell. I hit my head, and I touched my head a bit.
Are you okay? Do you need help?
Proctor fell into the I tried to chase after him, and then I just hurt my ankle even more. Zilla, am I not covering everything?
No. This seems like quite the issue. What would you like us to do?
Well, we wanted to make sure Proctor is still out there. He's stuck in the.
Do you want to lead us to the location you last saw him? Hopefully we can rescue him.
Sure, we can do that.
Okay.
Well, Shahid, you're banged up pretty bad. I know you want to continue helping, but I don't want you to get hurt more. We could describe where it is, and you could send out like a group, or we could help call for the sheriff or rescue services or something.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't want to make the journey yourself, if you could describe it, we know the property it's on our property, that we could probably find it pretty easily. Yes,
I pull up Google Maps, and I definitely would have because we.
You don't. This is definitely not service here.
Damn it! Do you got any internet connection at all?
No.
On the phone.
We don't really have a need for that here.
A map.
If you describe where it is, like I said, we know the property very well.
The big cave off of that side road,
Just past the stream.
Yeah, we could say you describe the side road you took to get there and whatnot. She's like, yeah, I know it well. Okay, we'll get on it right away. Thank you. Is there anything else you need?
Feel the earthquake at all? Like, was it just?
No, we did. Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, we felt an earthquake, but our first thought wasn't someone fell in a hole.
That would be the craziest part of it for sure.
Oh God, don't make me laugh.
Okay. Anything else you need?
Do you have like medical service or anything?
Yeah, I could use a little bit of help, to be honest.
Yeah, that's fine. This is Proctor's truck.
Yeah, because remember our car broke down. There was a tire.
Right. He should have a first aid kit here. Here, come with me.
Of course.
She'll sort of meet you back at the truck. You need to get out of here, like now. I believe you about Proctor. We'll get people on it. Your leg looks messed up, but you're gonna be better off with like an actual doctor in town. Leave.
Do I notice there's a distinct tone difference?
Yeah. I'm glad you guys are back or whatever.
What the fuck is going on, Charlie?
I say this not in a dismissive or rude way, but like none of your business. And that's a great thing for you. It really isn't any of your business. Thanks for letting us know about Proctor. That's weird. We'll get people on it, but you need to like cut this conversation short and take the truck, leave it wherever, but get out of here.
Is there a stone ring on her finger?
There is.
Okay. But hold on. I pull out my number. Just in case you want to talk about Proctor. I nod a bit dramatically. Zilla, I think I'm a bit too banged up to stay here. Let's head back. Maybe we can see a doctor. Who's the doctor in town nowadays? It used to be my mom, but she's dead. Well, she's long dead.
Dr. Fox, Al. This him or this Miss McGowan? If you want alternative healing.
Sounds good. Let's go to Red Oak. Come on.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you for your help, and let us know if we can help with Proctor at all.
Thank you. I'll keep you updated on the situation.
Well, I'll let you. I'll leave a note.
Goodbye now.
Truck is.
Perfect.
The moment we pull out, Charlie's freaked.
Explain about Proctor. What, your leg?
About her family situation. She knows there's a problem. She knows
too.
Yeah, but no, it's the look of a person who's stuck inside and doesn't know how to get out. She told me to run. Desperately.
You both would have heard that conversation. She went back to the truck with the both of you.
I feel like we should have tried to get her to leave too.
Nah.
I know she wouldn't have done it, but I just.
Can I do a post-conversation insight check? See if I can tell how authentic she was being?
Yeah. Give me a wits insight.
I'd love to. Sometimes I forget.
Two successes. She definitely, like, I mean, it's she wasn't too worried about hiding the fact of, like, she got real with you for a second just to, like, yeah, get the fuck out of here. Though she didn't really seem, like, scared for herself, I would say. She seemed to be playing whatever part she was playing quite well and seemed not comfortable in it, confident in it, we'll say. It really seemed to be more for your benefit than, like, her being scared.
She wasn't scared. She was more worried, unnerved. More like she was trying to warn us away, which she's not in a bad place, but she's not in a good place either. Maybe she doesn't realize how far she's in, or maybe she does.
You almost saw the look, almost an exasperation that you'd see usually someone much older in a situation they've been in a long time. Someone resigned to their fate, you would say.
I see.
Do you think she just doesn't think there's anyone around that can actually deal with it? You know, like there's no outside chance of help, so you might as well keep away the people that aren't shitty.
I mean, her and her family have dug themselves into a hole, and I think she thinks there's no possibility of a ladder. Or maybe she cares enough about people inside where she doesn't want a ladder. She just wants to make sure other people don't get involved.
Well, lucky for her, we got this certified hole diver over here, so.
Look, I'm usually better at that kind of thing. If I had been... Oh, look, if I hadn't been already hit in the head, I probably wouldn't have snapped my ankle.
I'll let that line of reasoning stand. We'll let it go. You did get bonked in the head with a fist and ring pretty hard. Who knows what that thing did to you?
That's the thing. It's That is a lot more than it was. Like I was being hit with like brass knuckles.
Yeah, he was also making fucking footsteps out of the sand, like that freaking Jesus poem. Like that was some weird stuff.
But he didn't realize that his ring was doing that. I don't think so, because think about it. When you held back, he looked back at the ring, right? When you repelled him. Do you think he was aware of what it was capable of?
Wasn't he in the house, like, using the ring to look for stuff?
No, he was using the ring to protect him. He was just knocking on the walls.
Because he doesn't know what all the ring could do?
Maybe.
I don't know. I feel like he is kind of a pawn for sure. But
I think everyone in that family are pawns, except for maybe Zoram.
there's a point in time where you have the capacity to make choices. There's conditioning, I guess. I don't know. I'm sure it's complicated. I know it's complicated, but
Oh yeah.
there's
Look, it's not my first time interacting with a cult, not by a long shot. And I've met a gamut. I've met the ones that are obsessed with. Well, there's no point getting into that. But other ones, you know, the monsters are here, so why fight it? Wait for the apocalypse. No matter the kind, it's once you get yourself far in enough, you forget that there was ever a way out.
Ooh, that is a great note to go back to our other group on. Hobbling through the woods, bloody, broken, but alive, we find Lenny, Jet, Blue, Braxton. I assume initially you're getting distance between yourselves and the people you're fighting, which you're able to do. But now you're in the woods. Maybe not exactly sure where you're at, where to go next. What's your next move?
I'm gonna.
Though
check
Blue, Pee-wee was able to survey the area you wanted him to survey, get eyes inside of that place and whatnot. But yes, go ahead, Lenny, please.
Sorry. She's gonna check her phone to see if there's any signal, and I'm assuming there is none. And she does check. It's like, well, that's fucking great. Okay, we don't know how to get back. We've just been trying to run
can
away.
probably get us back.
Good point. How's your
Also,
leg?
Blue has a drone.
Blue has what?
A
A
drone.
drone.
Pee-wee.
Yeah, Blue has a drone.
That you can help us get back to the road.
Yeah, I can.
We should get back to the road.
Well, let me just control that with my broken ass arm here, huh? Or maybe I should use my drone to fix my burnt fucking skin, huh?
Are you
so
upset
this is the part
that
where
we were
you
in the
become a whiny
situation that we
bitch.
were
I don't
in?
have time for this.
Excuse me, whiny bitch.
Yes.
I saved
said what
your
I said.
fucking life.
That does not mean you are not being a whiny bitch right now.
This is really the time right now.
I mean, if I'm gonna die,
Let's try
I'm
and
gonna
have
say
you
what's
not
on my
die.
mind.
How about that?
Well, yeah, the idea is not to die.
No, we can keep walking, and Blue will use their drone to help us find our way back to at least the house so we can get to the road and maybe find some fucking yokel out here in the middle of these goddamn woods, of which I did not want to come back to. Fuck my arm.
I'm feeling a little lightheaded now.
I bet you do. Let's just
Shit.
go.
Severe blood loss will do that to you, numb shit.
You know, I miss having you fucks around.
Not the time.
What
Jet.
the?
Sure.
Why
I
would you
mean,
charge?
think about it.
Why would you charge at? You didn't even know what it was. And it had a chainsaw.
So it wouldn't get to you. Duh.
It didn't. We could have just ran away.
Walked right
You
into that
could've
lion's den
ran
without
away.
preparation.
What? We were supposed to prepare for 2 red caps in the woods that we didn't know. Like, we didn't know what the fuck we were going into.
But
They
we knew
ambushed
because
us, essentially.
We knew there was something there because of the map. There was a tower and there was a red X. This is what I was talking about earlier. in the
How
house.
else are we supposed to research it?
Planning, scouting.
That's what we were
Quietly.
doing.
We were not quiet. We were 3 assholes tromping around in the woods, singing
We tried
campfire
to be
songs.
quiet. It just didn't work all that well, but we were trying.
So if you're gonna fucking do this, expert monster hunter, then maybe we should come up with a plan. Fuck.
If you were by yourself, Jet, would you have done the same thing?
No, because y'all wouldn't have been there.
We could have just ran away. There's no excuse here.
We're lucky we got away because of Braxton. Shit. Maybe he
If
should
I
be calling the
remember things
shots.
correctly, there was these things that got aggressive, started throwing blades at people. Fuck, I'm really getting lightheaded.
Can Braxton lead us back? I don't know how to dog.
Yeah, he should be able to. He's
Oh.
got a good nose.
I'm gonna ask for 2 rolls here. Blue, assuming you want to use your drone. One of the skills is investigation, right?
Yes.
So give me a wits investigation for your drone. Jet, can you do a survival wits for me?
I utilize intelligence craft for that.
Make your
Okay.
edge test.
Yeah, my edge test for that.
Are edge tests at a disadvantage when your willpower is impaired? Is that a
Hmm.
social or
Is that
what is the other
social or
one?
mental test?
mental?
Well, what's your edge test?
It is intelligence craft
Then yes.
or wits technology, not intelligence craft. Intelligence craft is if it's doing something that doesn't have a skill in.
2 for Jet.
Fuck me and my fucking ass.
2 for Blue.
I also rolled
Then-
because I'm telling Braxton to lead us back to the car. Like,
Okay.
quickest way.
And then Lenny, you could give this would be more survival. Yeah. Okay. Back to the car. Okay. So, with 3 to get Braxton to do that. Braxton starts doing that. Though Braxton, you can tell is like on 2 different trails. It comes to a moment where Braxton is sort of looking to you for sort of guidance on what to do. And with your 2, you're able to sort of determine, looking at like what's got Braxton confused or upset or turning to you for direction. You can certainly see another set of tracks through the woods that you sort of come across. It's not going the way towards the road, towards the car. But it's not like those heavy boot prints that you saw either. Just somewhat fresh, definitely sort of not someone who knows how to walk through the woods without making tracks, like someone just like pushing their way through the brush.
And this was not here before? Or we didn't?
This is your first time coming across it. You guys just got the fuck away, and you're starting to sort of loop back around. So you're not going to be going.
right now. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're not necessarily going retracing your steps. You're
I see.
Okay. I think Jet will point this out to the groups, like, somebody else is here.
We don't have the time to check. We need to just get back to
I know. I'm just.
What if it's the kid?
Did you just say what if it's a kid?
The kid.
What if it's the kid?
I don't know what we can do about it right now, man. I mean,
Do you have any
Fuck.
other tracks? All I'm seeing is trees on my screen here.
Braxton sniffed for him before, right?
Yeah,
Why
yeah,
he screwed
Braxton.
up? Sorry.
Good.
Yeah, from my understanding, as Braxton noticed, and then, I noticed.
Maybe
We're on our way back.
So our options are we die out here in the woods or we follow these tracks, right?
that's not
Yeah,
a choice I
seems
can
like
make
the
right now. We need to.
options.
At least if we find the kid, we can probably eat him. Huh? Yeah?
Blue,
Jesus, blood.
what the fuck?
Sorry. My arm's broken and it's getting dark.
Back to the car.
All right, back to the car. Whatever you say.
It's an obvious choice.
What if we run across those assholes again?
So
Talking
staying the way towards the road and not following the tracks.
Yeah, definitely not following
Okay.
the tracks.
So you continue on. It's a long, arduous, physically painful journey for most of you, but eventually find your way to cross that creek, make your way up the hill towards the actual road, and you're able to follow the road until you get to your vehicle.
Fuck, someone's gonna have to drive. I can't.
Lenny?
Here.
Braxton.
That was my second option.
But Zil and Shahid, you would be the first to reach the road, reach cellular service. What's your next move? Would it be recovering your vehicle, taking the truck somewhere,
Let's recover.
sending a message?
Are you
Yeah.
up for changing a tire?
A tire.
Did we bust a tire?
Oh,
Mhm.
changing a tire, not changing a tire.
I thought the
Oh.
same thing. To
Listen.
be honest. A change of tire.
I've been
that-
hitting the head
yeah.
so hard it's still ringing.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna change a tire. I'm just
Yeah, I can do it. It's fine.
I can
Yeah.
wield a sword.
Easy enough. You go to your
Right on the
vehicle.
line.
She changes the tire. You hop in the Denali. Where to next?
I call the other group.
They would still be out for a little bit, but you can send a message that they'll receive once they get service again.
Can I rifle? I think we may have done this already, but I just want to double check. Can I rifle through the truck a little bit?
Ooh.
See if there's
Proctors?
anything in there. Yeah,
A journal maybe. Plans for
bugs
world
underneath the
domination.
seat that they were listening to us the entire time. I don't know.
Suspicious rocks.
It is quite threadbare. I mean, there's like work stuff. You could find a couple of tools and stuff like that. But after a thorough search of the truck, there's truly nothing really of interest stands out to you.
Cool. Worth a try.
I will say there is a handgun beneath the driver's seat that he left there, though, even to go into the woods.
I keep it.
Okay.
That's
Next
coming
person
home.
go to jail for possession of a firearm.
Illegal possession of a firearm is a big deal in this town. So
I've got a license. Okay, I've got a license to carry, a license to probably carry concealed
Okay, where are you guys
in
going?
multiple states. I'm going to message the others that we're going to Red Oak, and then I'm going to go to Red Oak. I am hurt.
Excuse me. So am I. Would it be safe to assume once Blue Jet and Lenny get a vehicle and whatnot that they're also going to the hospital?
Immediately, Blue's getting in the back seat with Pee Wee to review the footage, and is going to pout as well.
Inside that place, it was strange. Obviously, everything about this was strange. There's more garbage, more refuse. some more personal seeming items, like stuff that you can tell like was taken from people, um, or hidden here at least. Um, like watches, jackets, things of that they probably had no use for, but probably wanted to keep hidden out of the way. Things that could link them to certain missing peoples. Quite a few mirrors, like a lot of mirrors, just sort of from all different stuff, from vehicles like mirrors, hand mirrors, mirrors that would be in a home, just sort of collected, not like put up decoratively, but like stockpiled.
Like birds,
Um,
like crows, like a baba
Um,
yaga, like
Speaking of birds, though, there was also like you didn't see any sort of way to like cook things in here, but there's like a large pot of like egg bits, like eggshells and stuff like that. And then like a sack, like the size of like a sack of flour, but like sort of like a burlap sack. With this that's half open, and you can see this weird like yellowish white powder that's like halfway leaking out. And then some of the usual, just bits of food containers, bones, um, things of that nature. There's also like almost like an old school looking like blacksmith station. Like there's some like things like Zilla probably learned to use back in the day, like whetstones and like a wheel and stuff like that. Sort of said things you would need to like maintain some sort of armor or weapon. That's kind of stands out of place. And this otherwise there's no like rooms. It's just one open space.
No sign of the kid or anything.
None.
He wasn't in there. He wasn't in there. There's all this weird shit, but the kid's not in there. Were those tracks the kid?
Those tracks could have been the kid, or they might have, hopefully not, done something to him already.
Can't think about that right now. Like,
I'm sorry if I have to state the facts to be obvious here, but it's
I
either
get
he's
it.
okay or he's not okay.
yeah, that's where we're at. Honestly, we weren't that far from that when we started,
What if?
and we didn't find him.
What
And
if?
we almost got killed.
What if him going missing has nothing to do with that tower?
Then why were we taken that way?
People wander the woods. He probably saw it or saw those two guys and got spooked. Walked around.
So
Seemed pretty
it still
resourceful.
stands. The kids have my number. If he makes his checkpoint somehow, that's a good thing. But if he doesn't, we'll go from there. But right now, your arm's fucking broken. And Jet, you have an infected chainsaw mark in your leg.
You're sure it was infected.
I'm pretty certain that thing looked fucking infected. She looks down at his leg.
Had the
It's
tetanus
like,
shot recently.
I'm all up to date.
We discuss Jet's shots, making our way to the hospital. Already there is Zilla and Shahid. Arrive at the hospital's a generous word. It's like a small doctor's office, small building, in part of the main street of town, called Red Oak Hospital. One doctor, one nurse. At least right now on staff, as you head in, and you seem to be the only ones there. There's like a receptionist person who looks up. What's the? It's just sort of a younger guy who like looks really confused for a second, and then realizes he's like at work and like, oh, Yeah. What? How can we help you? Is everything okay? I assume not. You're at a hospital.
Broken
let's.
arm.
This is Shahid and Zilla.
Oh, sorry.
Hi, I look at the name tag. Max. I've got a bad leg and a bleeding head, so whatever I need to
Okay.
do for that.
Yeah. I will let the doctor know. And you?
Just the driver.
And he looks for a second. Oh, yeah. Here for support. Makes a note in his computer. I don't believe you've been here before, Shahid. I'll get your do you have like an insurance card or something you can leave? And I can like get to work on that while you get checked out.
I pull out my insurance card.
Oh,
Probably have one.
nice.
I retired from being a cop.
Yeah, yeah.
That's something.
Awesome. We'll get to work on that. I should let the doctor know. And yeah, he goes back to the back for a little bit. A few moments later, he appears with Dr. Fox, Al Fox, older Native American man, well-worn skin, long dark hair, very much like looks the part of someone that would probably be cast like any generic indigenous person. But he's in sort of just a t-shirt, slacks. Does have the stethoscope. The only thing really pointing out that he's a doctor. Hey, messed up leg. Nothing seems emergency status, but come on back. Look at you looked at.
Yeah.
You want her to come with? You want her to stay out here? Technically, she can only come back if she's her wife, but I won't tell if you don't.
Z, you wanna? It's up to you.
If you don't need me, then I'll just hang out here and get to know Max.
The others should be here soon. We told them that they were coming here, so hopefully they're fine.
Others.
Oh yeah, just I don't know if you know this, but we all came here to see me, Jet, Blue, Lenny. We're all back in town. We were gonna hang
I've
out,
heard.
and yeah, told them that I was coming here, and some of them would probably worry.
Oh, to check on you. Okay.
Support for the form.
Sure.
What can I say? I've got tons of family and a lot of emotional support.
Yeah, aren't you lucky? All right, let's get you patched up. Yeah, and he'll take you back to do just that. Yeah, he'll take a look at your leg for a little bit. Kind of verify a nasty fall. I hate seeing that, but he'll get you back on your feet soon. How's your head? He'll sort of like look at your eyes with a little bit of light. You feeling concussed? Anything of the sort?
Yeah, a little bit. Minor concussion. Still bleeding because it's a scalp wound. Those things still bleed. Shahid kind of like accurately describes exactly what's going on, and probably too accurately.
He goes, that's not some web MD stuff. You know your shit. Good on you.
It's not the first time.
I've heard that about you. But we'll get you out there causing trouble again in no time. Here, take this. I'll give you some meds. I'll stitch up your forehead. Give you a brace, reset your ankle, and yeah, he gets to work. What is your health situation?
I have 5 health points total, one of which is aggravated and the rest are superficial.
So it's a difficulty of 1. Let's see if we can't.
Difficulty of 1, no big deal. Jet comes in, difficulty of 5.
Yes, you can change your aggravated wound into a superficial wound.
Yay! Thanks.
Yeah, that happens. Time passes. Any specific questions or anything you have, or ready to
What
move
have
on
you
to the
heard
others?
about me? seem to know stuff. Curious.
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe not you specifically. I've heard you might be a bit of a troublemaker.
And who's going around telling people that we're troublemakers?
The police.
What have we ever done to them?
You don't have to do the song and dance with me. I assume they rubbed you the wrong way. You rubbed them back. Most of them are dicks. I get it.
No, I mean seriously.
Leave me alone, because I'm the best healer here. You know.
Yeah. No, but seriously.
Like, I went to Baylor, you know. And I think I have like some mystical medicine shit. It's whatever.
No, I get it. When my mom came into town, she was one of the few doctors here too, right? You probably knew her.
Yeah. Smart lady. I assume that's where you get it from.
But yeah, they were nicer to her than they were to my dad because they thought she had some. This place is so superstitious, you know. It's
No
weird.
idea.
Yeah,
Speaking
I
of
don't know.
which, you're gonna be sort of at a disadvantage here, you know. Every time one of the home kids turns up, there's trouble. There's a group of locals who sort of take it upon themselves to keep them out whenever they roll back into town.
Who are these locals I gotta be wary of?
It's just the usual ragtag group of idiots with nothing but to do but be angry at something. No, I mean, the coincidences are there, you know. The butcher shop collapsed. There was a time like the whole town got sick. Shop teacher, they found like a really bad spot, dismembered and all that.
Yeah.
There's that time all the cats disappeared, which I don't know if it was your guys' fault, but like I still haven't even gotten my cat back, so I don't know. This weird shit happens when you guys come to town. That's all I know.
Is it because we come to town, or is it because something gets upset that we're in town?
You mean the cats? Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Thanks for patching me up. I want to do the whole thing and say I hope we don't see each other, but probably we're going to.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, take it easy. I'll write you a prescription. Give that to Max up front. He can give you some meds.
Cool.
This was also the drugstore.
Yeah, I remember. Pharmacist, come hospital, come emergency room. Name the list. It's a small town.
All right, take it easy.
Yeah, you too. Here's hoping you don't have a busy night.
And yeah, we'll take your leave. Zilla, was there anything specific you wanted to accomplish before the others arrive?
Max doesn't seem incredibly bright, but he does seem incredibly talky. So I'm just gonna try to get him chatting about the town, the goings-ons. I'm sure he likes to hear the gossip.
Yeah, so you want to do just some sort of gossip mongering, talking, seeing what you can find out. Give me a manipulation investigation. Oh wait, those are twos. No, they're not. Two successes. Don't you know what? I got a list of rumors. With two successes, you know what? This is first on my list and thematically appropriate for our opening. He talks about how he's trying to get back to Noel. Noel's a town like on the border, the Four Corners, but like it's not the Four Corners, but and very southwest western part of the state. And I mean, they had like a whole Christmas thing, but like they've really stepped it up. Last year, like someone like gave everyone in town a gift, like some mysterious benefactor, and they're pretty sure like the town itself probably just got themselves gifts and tried to make it a whole like Christmas miracle thing to drum up tourism, and it worked. People, I mean, a lot of people went there. Are planning on going there and stuff, and it was like it went viral and whatnot. But yeah, he's bummed because he was like he just missed it. He's usually there for Christmas, and this was like the one year he wasn't. He has family from there and usually goes home to see them, and he's just really pissed because there's like this new scent he wanted. It's really expensive cologne, and like he's been reading about pheromones and how that's a really good way to attract people. But yeah, he's hoping to be there and to get something good next year because of it.
You're gonna use pheromone cologne to get a good present at the town.
No, I'm gonna get presents, and that present's gonna be cologne, which will be like pheromone stuff.
Oh, okay. I think it's best if you like use the pheromones to get good presents, because like otherwise, how are they gonna know? You know.
I don't get that.
That's fine. That's cool. How long have you been here?
Here. I mean, not that long, couple years.
Why?
Is that what like the thing? I don't really get it. Is it because he smells good? I tried to get a whiff of him when he walked by, but I don't know, didn't do it for me. But I guess like that's the whole thing, right? His pheromones didn't attract me, but he must smell awesome to you.
Are you?
Shit's so
you talking
confusing.
about Shahid?
Yeah. Jet, Lenny, Blue, you come in as it's been a little bit. You've been talking about all sorts of things in the town. But yeah, you come in, see Zilla speaking to the receptionist. Shahid probably also has been released, comes out around this time, as you're all now in the same room together.
Did I hear my name?
Yeah, your pheromones work real well, Shahid. They're just not on everyone, you know.
The hell?
Hey, there's more of them.
Yeah,
He kind of yells back.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Can I get some help for these two here?
Yeah. Dr. Fox comes up and, oh, hey, you said the rest would. Oh shit. You first. And he points to Jet. Come on.
Help Jet up.
Yeah, and he sort of Jet gets you in the back, gets you on a tail. He takes you to like an actual like a surgery room. He's gonna have to do some stuff here, clean the wound. You lost a good chunk here. He's got work ahead of him. What happened with this? Oh fuck. Yeah, you've been out.
I got attacked with a chainsaw.
Attacked? Do I need to make a police report?
No. Well, I'll deal with it later.
Oh, you need blood.
No,
Shit,
those-
yeah.
those
And
people
he's
with
like,
hats.
shh.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets you on some stuff to knock you out, gets you some blood. It's difficulty 5 for you. You have 5 aggravated wounds.
I have 5 aggravated.
All right. He's a very high pool. We'll see what happens here. It's kind of exciting, so I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna roll it using Zilla's.
I'm gonna roll like me.
Seven successes.
Oh shit.
That's good. Okay. So 3 of those aggravated will now be superficial.
Oof.
So he's got a 5 in medicine. He's a doctor. A good one. Okay. We're gonna roll through here. I'm gonna do my healing checks for everyone here. Blue, how much aggravated do you have?
I've got 3 aggravated, 2 superficial. I make sure to tell the doctor not to give Blue morphine. To use
A critical for you.
Ooh, fantastic.
So you have it would heal 3 aggravated. How many aggravated do you have again? Sorry.
I had 3 aggravated, 2 superficial.
I'll say because of the crit, also knock off the superficial.
Thank you.
As he gives you some salves, tends to your burns, and luckily it was like a clean break, like weirdly clean to where it was kind of easy to reset and whatnot. You're still in the cast, but could have been much worse. He thinks the recovery time won't be nearly as bad as it would have been otherwise. Awesome. Lenny, you're fine. Zilla, are you okay?
Yep. Doing great.
I have
I guess.
two superficial, but I assume I'll get a great dinner and that will help with that.
Okay. Anything else here at the hospital, or do you all want to head somewhere else, or go home,
Are they gonna
or
let me
go fight
in the
another monster?
hospital?
Home, please.
Yeah, if you don't want to press charges, he really isn't pressing it much.
There's no one.
You're also not making a lot of sense, so.
Did he say
But you could stay here if you want, though. If you want to recover here, that's also perfectly fine. They have an overnight nurse that'll be in that can look over everyone. It's up to you guys.
Yeah, I think it's best I go home. Blue,
Yeah.
Lenny, Zilla.
Yeah.
I hesitate when I say when it comes to Chad. We can take Braxton home.
Should we? Braxton looks a little beat up. Do we need to take him to vet?
Oh,
Is this also the vet clinic too?
No.
That's in the big city.
Vets
Hold on.
is a. No, I mean we definitely have a vet clinic here. It's much more popular than here. More animals than people.
Mm. We don't have a clinic,
People
right? Don't you
are
have
worse than animals. Or
Traveler?
Animals are people, but better people.
Yeah, I mean they can come to you too. We'll say for the sake of brevity, if you want to get Braxton treated before heading somewhere, that's certainly possible. Do you want to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd feel better about that. Since he's kind of the hero of the episode.
Oh, that wasn't the right roll. Oof, only 3. What's that? Braxton's aggravated?
1.
Oh, okay. Turn that into a superficial.
Excellent.
Dang, look at that.
Gets a couple good meals too. Right as rain.
As soon as we
Yes.
get in the car, my first question
Let's
is, what
go
the
home.
hell happened to all of you?
Red caps
A chainsaw.
with a chainsaw.
Red
Jet
caps.
decided
the
he was going to like
chainsaw.
charge in after it upon seeing.
I was
You did
trying
what?
to protect y'all.
I appreciate it.
Okay,
you, but
Shahid,
look
I
at you
think
now.
maybe charging ahead is not something you get to be, condescending about.
Yeah,
There
what
was
is
a
this about your
Wait,
leg?
what happened to
happened?
you, Shahid?
He jumped into a chasm that opened up in the ground
Why
from
are
an
you in a
earthquake.
Yeah, there's a
What did-
difference. I was protecting my friends. You jumped in a hole.
Why did you jump into a
In
hole?
Shahid's defense, he was trying to save Proctor, who fell in the hole and disappeared.
Let
I feel
Proctor
like
fall
I'm
into a
missing an
hole.
entire narrative here.
Yeah.
We'll say for the sake of brevity, these narratives happen. Everyone gets to exchange the stories, so we don't spend the next 2 hours doing
Retelling the
so.
episode.
The episode? Yeah.
Yeah. As we make it
In-game recap.
home, is Blue gonna cook up some dinner? If they're, I don't know if they're feeling up to it. Yeah.
Begrudgingly, yes.
All I'm saying is that there is a difference between an active chainsaw and some dude with a ring. That's it. I put my keys into the bowl. Beside the
Blue
door.
immediately stalks to the sets Pee-wee down on the kitchen table, goes to the kitchen, is just angrily opening up cabinets and stuff with one arm.
Blue, you don't need to cook.
Blue,
we can.
can-
You
Can
should
I
just
help
rest.
you?
Did you eat?
I mean, no.
Did you eat?
Not all day.
Did you eat?
I don't think so. I
Jet,
can't
you
remember.
definitely didn't eat. I grabbed all of that
You're gonna
food.
be like this the whole time.
Not until we talk. You're going to allow me to be angry. I'm going to go through and process my feelings, and then we're going to have a family meeting.
Okay.
And on that note, that's where we're taking our final break. Dealing with family meetings when we get back.
We're fucking screwed.
Bye. The real encounter.
I'm just a poor wayfaring stranger. I'm traveling through this world of woe. There's no sickness, toil, or danger in that bright land to which I go. I'm going there to see my Father. I'm going there, no more to roam. I'm only going over Jordan. I'm only going over home. I know dark clouds will gather around me. I know my way is rough and steep, but beauteous fields lie just before me, where God's redeemed their vigil keep. I'm going there to see my mother. I'm going there, no more to roam. I'm just a going over Jordan. I'm just a going over home. I'm going there to see my Savior, to sing His praise forevermore. I'm just a going over Jordan. I'm just a going over home. I'm just a going over home.
Okay, we're back. Family meeting, I guess. We're having a meal. Wounds have been patched up. Some better than all did a very good job, but some wounds started much worse than others, we'll say. But yeah, around you probably have a little dining room, table maybe, or maybe just scattered about the living room wherever people are sitting. Things are tense. The food's really good. That's nice. But yeah, what do you want to do?
Zilla would have uncharacteristically like offered to help Blue like chop things or do whatever, and surprisingly not give him any lip during that if he would like accept her help.
At first he's like, no, and then he realizes that he's down a wing. He goes, yeah, you can chop some veg and just make sure that roux doesn't, scald. Make sure you're stirring it continuously. Gotta set plates down of a little bit of chicken and rice. Good old vegetables in it, a good hearty meal. Set it down in a plate in front of everybody. And it's just gonna sit down at the table.
Why do I feel like I'm about to be lectured at?
Why would you feel like you're about to be lectured at, Shahid?
Because the energy in the room.
Okay, let's cut the energy in the room. I want to start this family meeting by letting you know that I love each and every single one of you very dearly. What the
Love
fuck?
you too, man.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
What the fuck in regards to them getting hurt or this town or all the above?
All of the above.
I really am curious about the whole thing with Proctor. Like,
You jumped into a hole?
For Proctor?
or Proctor.
Let's be clear. The reason why I did that is because I wanted to know what exactly happened to him. I wanted to see.
He fell in a hole.
For fuck's sake, Jet, you work with vampires. You're not dead until you see a body or ashes.
So am I to take this as Proctor is the enemy? So we needed to see. It was an earthquake.
He had a magic ring.
You jumped into a chasm from an earthquake.
He had a magic ring.
I don't want to hear shit about anything I do that's impulsive.
Right,
no more.
right.
Not from you.
Okay, no. Active chainsaw is different. Yes, Blue.
Literally, they were throwing blades at my friends.
We could have ducked out and just left.
Blue.
It's
Raise his hand.
It's
Let
not,
him speak.
It doesn't start with two big beefy boys with chainsaws and saws, all right? It starts with how we approach this entire thing. When you are building something when you're building an app or you're building a program or you're building a bug or a virus or something,
Or a bomb.
yes, thank you, or a bomb, you don't just rush into it. You start with the basics and you work your way up. You figure out. Yes, Lenny.
So, my understanding, let's backtrack to how we got to the situation in the first place. Braxton and Pee Wee decided to find out where this kid was going. He went off path based off of what you said, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I was told by their kids, the group, that he went and ran away.
Mm-hmm.
What we should have done is what you're saying, which no one brought up, mind you, none of us, just total.
I know.
What should we have done then, Blue?
We probably should have circled back up.
So we should have stopped searching for the kid. We should have just gave it up so we could have time to plan. I'm just curious how you thought this was going to go. Missing kid could be in danger. We wait to go looking for him.
Who's gonna find that kid if we get killed?
You have to take risks to take care of people. That's how it works.
There was a pivotal moment. A pivotal moment where we could have just ran the fuck away. We knew where they were, at least the red caps. And when we came back, it looked like the kid went in a completely different direction anyway.
I don't know if that was the kid. I don't know what the fuck that
You-
was.
you can't-
Braxton smelled him that way. That was his
Braxton
objective.
smelled, yes, but it didn't make sense.
I hate this.
I absolutely love it.
There's something so passive aggressive, but also effective.
I mean, Jed is literally gritting his teeth as Shahid raises a hand. Like,
I was just going to point out that you can't always trust footsteps now that we know that someone with a magic ring can possibly make them appear out of nowhere. I don't know if the ring's capable of doing scent either. I don't exactly have the greatest sense of smell, but it's... Look, this whole situation was risky. And it was risky for us to split up in the first place. And it was risky for us to chase after a lead, walk into a dangerous situation, and then stay there.
listen, I don't give
But
a fuck
hold
what
up.
you have to say on this. I'm not leaving a kid.
I'm
never
not
going to leave
saying
a kid.
I'm not saying you should leave the kid. I'm not saying you should leave the kid. I'm saying sometimes we have to understand that there are risks. And at that moment, Jet, why are you constantly doing that? Okay, let's be clear here. You're fucking used to this because you have been a head case for the past few years.
You don't know shit about me.
I know,
You know what?
fucking everything about you. Calm down. These people are not used to it. Maybe Zilla is, but Lenny, Blue, no, they're not.
Used to
So
what
we're
now?
not going to blame them for freaking out. We're not going to yell at them.
I'm not blaming
And
them
we're not
for
going to
freaking
talk
out.
about them like they're not fucking here. Look at what you...
You're doing. Listen, I told Blue as we were walking back, I loved them. Like,
It is not
this
enough
is
to say you
family.
love someone.
No, it's. I'm not talking to you right now. Listen. Yes, there's fucking risks. I get it. We're in danger. But we had to put ourselves in danger to search for that kid. We either did it or we didn't. Now, you can argue, which I know you will, Lenny and Blue, that we could have just ran away from whatever the fuck those things were. Sure. That thing chased me down. Like, imagine, me, before this leg thing happened, am a very fast person. You think that something is running at you with a chainsaw wouldn't potentially catch you? You thought they were just going to let us leave? One of them was literally throwing saw blades. You really thought the situation was just going to play out? We just tucked our heels and just left. The only reason the one gave up was because Lenny got his cap off. Or do we forget that?
No, I didn't, and that's a good point to make. Lenny took its cap off, and it stopped, and it tried to get the cap back. So now we know something.
We do.
And I
It's
can learn a hell of a lot more. I have resources.
I mean, one of them got taken down by Braxton, and Jet pats Braxton's head. Best boy.
So
Don't bite things that are on fire next time, though. That's a bad idea. Always a bad idea. Fiery things are bad. Thank you for
Sort of
saving
looking
me.
at you.
the family thing, the family meeting is not, I'm not trying to play holier than thou or I'm better than you. Because when it comes down to it, Jet, Shahid, you are the two, and Zilla, you're experienced more than I am. Lenny, you good at finding people. I work with data, I crunch numbers, I hack into things, I work with computers and circuitry. I understand logical things. My brain is not meant to understand illogical or logical things at the same time, and they collide. And so I act on the things that make sense, and I get confused sometimes. But I'm going to tell you something, all right? This, point to their arm, isn't going to happen again. So if we're going to do something about this, and I'm telling you, I'm still on a tentative doing something about this, whatever it is we're doing. We get the house built up. We figure out what's going on with that. We find the kid. I get what I came here for, and I'm gone. But until then, we're good at something. Each of us are good at something, right? So we figure out what the fuck that is, and we find our lanes, we fill our roles, and we stick to them. Jet, if you want to charge into a situation and beat some shit up, go for it. But I would much rather you, somebody I care about, charge into something with information, knowing where to hit the target, knowing how to take it down. It's just like, what is it? A Splinter Cell. You survey the situation and then you execute.
Leverage?
That too. Yeah, heist movies, whatever you want to think about, whatever you want to call it. Tactical FBI shit. Painting a portrait. Figure out where your problem areas are. There's always going to be risks, but how can we mitigate risks? Lenny's good at finding things. Lenny can do that. Zilla, you're mean as a rattlesnake, but god damn it, you can talk to people. You can rile them up, and you're goddamn great with the fucking sword. And whatever the fuck it does, it terrifies the shit out of me. Jet, you're fast. You'll get back to being fast. You're a goddamn walking disaster, but maybe we can hone that to be a disaster against somebody else. And Shahid, you're an expert marksman with that goddamn bow. And you know shit. So if we're going to do something like this, let's figure out what we can do to make sure that we go in so this doesn't happen again. Because I'm telling you, if I break another limb or roll an ankle, if I get another scratch on me, I'm out.
Blue, scratches are a normal part of human life. I mean, I'm not saying the broken arm is, but
Scratches are not a normal part of my human life.
Yeah, neither is sunlight, apparently.
Hey, let's not do that. Okay,
I go on
not
daily
everyone.
walks, thank you very much. I just have a very pale complexion, all right?
Not everyone can be melanated.
If you're like living in a basement, then that makes sense.
I live in a basement. I live in a basement. There's only one point of entry. It also makes sense. It's temperature controlled, all right? It's good for my hardware.
You really get some vitamin D, though. That's really
Blue,
important.
you have a habit of isolating yourself when you get scared.
I'm scared right now. I'm terrified. A motherfucker threw a fucking buzzsaw at my head. Barely missed me.
I'm just saying that I get not wanting to be out in the field in the worst of it. I get that. But you having this... I don't want this to turn into a situation where you stay inside all the time while the rest of us wander about, because that's no safer, Blue.
I'm not staying inside. I can stay in the truck. I gotta talk to people. I got contractors.
We've worked with these people before. You have someone in command talking in your ear when we go on ops.
Do not talk to me about command like you understand what command does.
You got problems you need to resolve with some stuff.
You both have problems you need to resolve with some stuff. Let's
we
not
all
blame
have.
I lost a daughter.
And I helped kill 45 people. Human beings. So, let's not discuss what is a good idea or not a good idea based upon my background, because my background is fucking filled with horrors. Yours started with a monster killing yours. Mine is being the monster. You don't know what you're talking about. Yes, Blue.
That's a lot to unpack.
As much as you are all really good at jumping hurdles when it comes to it, can we please not do the Trauma Olympics?
We're not doing that. My point.
You did start to do that.
Everybody's pain is valid. Everybody's gone through different shit. Some of us have... I'm not even going to touch the 45-person thing just yet because I'm still trying to come down off of what just happened tonight, okay?
I don't want to be valid right now. All I want is for you to understand that I know that you don't feel safe.
I don't. Ever
But
since I drove into the fucking state line, I fucking hate the state. I hate the trees. I hate the fucking plat.
What just happened?
What was that?
Please tell me you heard that.
Yeah, I've been hearing it this entire time.
Yeah, and see, this was
Shahid, you would not be hearing.
fucking work.
I've been hearing it before, is what I meant to say. I've heard that before.
Claymore's work.
You were not setting up claymores in my family home, and you're going to shut up while we focus on where that
Not
came
in the house, outside of the house.
Shut up. Where'd it come from?
Okay.
Bully.
Blue is the only one who heard it.
I was the only
Blue was the only one who heard it?
Yeah.
Oh, what happened, Blue?
The whistling again. The whistling. It happened again. It happens every time I talk about leaving and getting out of here. I'm fucking... And yeah,
So something
I get
like...
it. I get it. You don't want me to go, okay?
Blue, calm down. So something has happened to you. We should talk to Maya again. Maybe this happened to her.
Blue, give me a composure. Blue, you don't have any willpower left.
I don't.
Blue turns around, says, I get it, and he does the thing. This thing's trying to get his attention. He turns to look, and Blue stops, looking right at the window.
I am going to walk over to Blue. I'm going to grab their arm. No, you're not going to do that. You are not going to stare at this thing, whatever it is. And I'm going to spend a point of willpower, because I have an edge called Thwart the Unnatural, and one of my perks for that edge is Ward. I can extend the area of resistance to include an area roughly 2 meters around. I spend the willpower, someone else doesn't. With an additional meter for each success in the margin. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm basically spending willpower to take this effect from them.
I love this. This is part of Thwart the Unnatural?
Yes. I think I need to actually roll the test, though, to make sure I can do
Yes, this is a composure plus occult or science, depending on the nature of your endowment. I believe yours is occult-based.
Occult. Yeah. All that training was occulty. That is composure. No modifiers, and I'm not currently impaired in that front.
4 successes. So no matter what happens, you have to spend a willpower. Send the reason for each success on the margin. You look outside, Blue, and something needs you. You need to be away from here. You need to be free from this place. And then suddenly it's just Shahid. You're looking at Shahid. There's despite the tension of this situation, there's a comfort there. There's a feeling that crept in that Shahid just took back from.
Focus on my voice.
It was something intrusive that is no longer there. You're yourself.
Only on my voice. You're safe. You're surrounded by people who care about you. There is no harm here. There is no secret monster. There is no silly voices. You're safe. Right now, right here, in this moment, there's not a single thing who can hurt you. You're muted.
Still muted?
It wants us.
Blue, with all due respect, I think it wants you.
Go after the crazy one, right?
No, you're not the crazy one.
It's fucking big talk coming from you.
You're the one who's most afraid.
Right now.
Right now.
Mm-hmm.
But we all take our turns.
Find this kid. And I want to help you out. I want to help rebuild Epiphany and everything. But He's gonna look at Jet. He's gonna look at Shahid. I do it on my terms. So if I want to stay in a goddamn van, if I want to stay in a goddamn basement, I'm gonna do it. If you need help moving stuff around, carrying things, Pee-wee can help you out. I've got stuff on the way here that I can make more of them. I can make a bunch of them if I want to. And I can do a bunch of different really cool shit, but I can't fight. I can't punch things. I can't shoot things with bows and arrows. I almost burned to death because some ugly motherfucker gave me a hug. So
I don't want you to fight, but I don't want you to run away from us either.
I'm here. I can't run away. So I'm here.
Are you?
Yes, I am in here with this, no offense to you, this god-awful color of wallpaper in this dining room. I am here.
I'm not asking anything else from you, Blue. Seems fine to me. Play to your strengths.
But you have to each do me a favor. If you want my 100% on whatever this is, you've got to help me find something. Vanna's safe is missing. Everything inside of it's gone. If there's jewels in there, I don't care. If there's...
It doesn't matter what's
I
in
don't
there.
care. I don't care.
It's ours, so yes. Sure.
It's missing. It belongs to us. And there's a file folder in there with my name on it. And I want it.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. I kind of lean in a little bit and try and wrap Blue around in a hug. Yeah, whatever you want.
Blue reciprocates.
I'm just glad that you're okay.
Glad you're okay too. And Blue's gonna pull away and punch Shahid in the shoulder.
Ow!
For going into a fucking hole chasing after a cult member, okay?
I used to do that all the time. I'm better at it.
You did not jump into holes.
He's certified, guys. It's not that big a deal.
It's
We
in the
did get to,
past.
get to see the latest fashion trends at a stone occult land. So at least we got that.
Right.
They are seriously all dressed like out of an LL Bean catalog, except made out of linen. It is terrifying.
I've seen The Village.
Yeah. And the buried people singing fucking hymns.
And Charlie
That
being...
should have been the sign to GTFO right there. I'm just...
Yeah, well, we decided to not once again have them lead us back to the cave that we were somehow being directed towards the second time. So at least we didn't make that choice twice. We're learning. We're formulating plans based on evidence of bad things happening before, and I think that I learned that as part of the scientific method in the 5th grade. So we're working on that part at least.
Our hypothesis
Okay.
that cave is bad, our evidence points its own forehead. Conclusion, don't do it.
Bad cave, bad stones. We've learned a little bit about them. What's our next step?
Jet.
Finding out what
Closed
happened to
out.
that kid.
The map. This fucking thing. We can't fix anything if we don't deal with whatever the fuck is going on here.
Earth lit.
And I'm not gonna lie to you, I sure as shit want to fuck up some things that have fucked me up. However, our goals align. What the fuck was in that house? Why did my dog lead me there and then find different tracks on the other way?
I could have taken something of the boys and put it
I
up
don't know. I'm saying this shit is not always what it seems.
Pee-wee didn't find anything in that weird place, right?
Found a lot of things. It
Not-
all makes sense.
Not a kid.
Not a kid.
Okay,
So
so you have to
sorry.
assume the kid is somewhere else. And on top of that, most of the
He
people who
didn't exactly
disappeared...
go in there. He could totally be in there.
Pee-wee doesn't miss.
Okay.
I believe Blue. And I trust their faith in the drone. But
I can show you the video too. I have everything.
Wait. The bike.
Closets and shit, right? Like,
He had the bike was on the trail, right?
That's
You said there was
found.
mirrors?
yeah.
Maybe the bike mirror was taken?
Were they full-size mirrors, Wooly?
Do some mirrors on them?
Some do.
I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say yes. It's one that had a mirror, and now that you're thinking of it, yeah, the mirror was snapped off, broken off the bike.
Mirrors are
Mr. Rec?
personal objects.
in addition, most of the disappeared people have a tendency to show up again. Maybe not as themselves. Maybe something's off about them, but they do show up again.
There was flour and a pot in there too, like a cooking pot, a big.
Wait,
like,
you said the missing people show up again?
they,
They
Yeah.
show up dead in the coroner's office.
One
Just
of them
one of
did.
them has shown up dead. A lot of them like disappear and come back.
There's been definitely more deaths, but the string that you were given were ones that have come back, which is weird. But there has been like a weird uptick of like,
People dying.
yeah.
I
How
think
So do we go back to that fork in the road where you found those tracks and just go in prepared that even on especially on our own land, there's probably monster creatures and terrible clothing and scary weapons. We just go in knowing that fact and we're a little more prepared. Blue does a little recon off the track.
So, to think, Epiphany's our headquarters, right? That's our castle, right?
Yeah.
And the surrounding woods are our land, but we've got invaders, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. EverQuest, right? Elf wizards?
Elf
Stuff
wizards,
like
yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Okay. Quests. One at a time. But before you can take on the big bad, you got to do some research on them, right? You got to figure out what they're weak against, what they're strong against, what they use against you, right? And there's shit like that out there, right, Lenny?
Yeah. I got
So we do that. We use their own shit against them, right? Like the fucking asshole Alec with the iron and everything.
red caps. They don't want their caps taken off. If you burn them, then it tends to. My understanding is kill them, but I've never seen one before.
Lenny, you have the library edge. If you'd like to
Yeah.
access, and it's been you've had some stuff delivered. Your mentor certainly could have overnighted a good chunk of the collection over here. We'll say you can have access to at this point. If you want to give me a roll for that, if you want to about the red caps,
Thank you. I would like
which is resolve academics for your edge test.
4
And you can use desperation dice on this because
Oh.
you are inquisitive.
I did roll
This
already and I got
is your
4, but
trait. It's up to you. You can just roll another. You could do a willpower reroll, which is just because that rolls 3 dice is 3 desperation.
okay, yeah, I'll do that.
But you also don't have to use desperation. Still 4. So while people sort of settle in a little bit, tend to their wounds, get ready for bed, Lenny's poring over some of the stuff her mentor sent. With 4 successes, I'll say you're fairly certain. I mean, these are red caps. You already kind of figured that out, but looking at some of the qualities of red caps are known for their driving hunger, not just of like flesh and people, but like they'll start eating anything, objects. They're bullies. They're sort of hate and violence incarnate. They're not much to be reasoned with there. They are fey. They're fair folk. So the iron would affect them like it does the others. And of course those hats, source of a good chunk of their power. They have to be dipped in the blood of something they've slain. So you are correct, and removing the hats not only seems very important to them, but also should affect how powerful they are. It's a couple other potential weaknesses. There's some general face stuff that may or may not be true depending on them. This stuff about, the iron, and then like spilt salt. This things about them potentially have to count salt or sugar depending on the fae. And then a defining characteristic, something that's dangerous about them, can also be used against them, is that constant hunger. It's potential ways to sort of disorient them or protect yourselves from them is it's going to be hard for them to ignore a food source if it's readily available.
So like
they are not known to be stealthy. They typically do wear iron boots, or at least boots with some sort of iron on them, which shows their strength, but also they're unlikely to sneak up on you.
Wait, if they're allergic to iron, why do they wear iron boots?
Yeah, that was my question. Like,
it's one of those many weird topsy-turvy fae things.
Blue, can you do me a favor?
And also because they're known to kill other fae. They're known to not get along with other fae. They think of themselves so strong and dangerous that they can handle being around iron. But also an iron boot, you're unlikely to accidentally hurt yourself with your own shoe on your foot, but you could certainly kick someone's head in with it. But it's a lot safer than carrying an iron blade or something like that.
so it's like it has iron on it for killing other fae probably, or hurting other fae, but it's probably not hurting them because of how it's made.
Yeah, or maybe hurting them a little bit, and they're just that tough. They don't care.
Oh.
Had that blacksmith forge in
So
their tower.
Billy badass creature.
so get the cap off, hit it with iron. Food
Oh,
source.
Set up a big banquet in the backyard and take them out one by one. Hot shots from the window.
Speaking of which, Blue, do you think you could find me online maybe some iron arrowheads?
Dude, find you some iron arrowheads. Yeah, come on. Let me just call up my good friend Dick at a sporting goods store. I got you.
But with all this going on, so what's starting to wind things down, start moving on? What's any other plans for the evening, or specifically what's the plan for the next day? Yeah, you have plenty of leads. You have the map. You have a list of missing people that the detective was unable to talk to, but he thinks you guys might be able to talk to. Mai was checking out the coroner's office. Any number of other things. You know where the trail where potentially Bull was, the missing kid, the lawyer's son.
Oh,
Many quests, as Blue would say. What are we thinking?
So I have I'm trying to. God, I love thoughts. In terms of, did the kids get back to me at all about meeting his checkpoint?
No, he never showed up.
So they did like send me a message that he never showed up.
Mhm.
Okay, definitely tell them that. Other than that, I would like to do a more detailed search on my own about missing persons that have come back, other than talking to Rainier.
You've gotten all that information, essentially. You're not
like,
going to
all
get any
that, that's
more
just
than what
us.
Rainier's given you. Yeah. I mean, she's been at this, like, and anything else you get, you're going to have to, like, talk to people.
Got you.
Actually go to some of these families or places.
people that have died, other than what's his name again?
Yeah, it's just sort of random. Just there's been
Random
sort of more deaths than usual.
Netflix, Mark Landry. Those people.
Yeah, those are some of them.
Okay, so no specific people we haven't heard of that have died already that we don't already know about.
I mean, there are, but think of them as just their other dead NPCs type of thing.
Got you. Other than
I think,
that,
I mean, as far as like the most pressing like time situation is going back to that trail and seeing, you know, if the trail goes cold, then we kind of start from square two.
Whoever the next missing kid is, yeah.
hopefully
but-
it doesn't come down to the next missing kid.
Me
Think-
and Jet,
I mean, hopefully.
I've already put in contractor orders to start getting electricity and Wi-Fi set up in the place. We can start looking at getting some reconstruction going in Epiphany, some renovations. But Jet, you and I can do some reconnaissance to see if we can find this kid. On the promise that if we come across anything, bump in the night, we get the fuck out of there until we're prepared.
I'm not fighting unless I have to.
Cool.
At least not right now.
But Braxton,
If Braxton could raise an eyebrow in doubt, he would.
The only thing I could also think about for tomorrow, though, is talking to Deborah's husband, the one that had gotten kidnapped by hillbillies, I think is what was stated before, and see if he knows anything, because it sounds like it's about this situation. But everything I could think of to do tonight is not related to the current situation.
I'll help you with that tomorrow, but I'm gonna start organizing a funeral for Fauna.
Yeah.
I said it right at the beginning of today. We got to be people too. This is one of those people things.
Speaking of being people and organizing things, do you think you could get me close to our dear Special Agent Rainier's laptop?
Why do you want to hack into the FBI?
Because maybe what the Stones are doing, I can't put a stop to it, surely. And I'm sure they might be on a watch list or something. I believe Rico handles those kind of cases, so maybe we could just move them up to the top and slow them down a bit. Have a couple suits come sniff around. Not us, so we don't put ourselves in danger. But you know, kind of give us a little bit of breather so we can think about what to do about that whole situation.
Delegate.
Yeah, for my sake.
Sure, but the Stones are off the grid, which means any cops would have difficulty keeping track of them unless they actually posted people, and that's a lot more than most of the FBI can handle.
But
They'd have to be pretty high up on a list.
if you
pretty
think
high
about other C words that were interested in by the FBI or the ATF specifically, the more off the grid they seem, the more kind of enticing, you know? My mind goes to Waco occasionally.
All things to consider. So, for the next day, then. So this will be concluding this evening. The first thing on the agenda, we're just going to try to find the
Can
kid.
I send a text message real quick?
Yeah.
I have my phone number, correct?
Yes, you do.
I'd like to send a message that says, I'm really worried about you. Things don't seem okay. But I think we both want the same thing. And I'd like to talk.
Okay.
There is one other thing I did want to do. It's just like
Mhm.
had nothing to do with the mystery, I guess. Because Lenny said that she was going to do this, like mentally. She wanted to read the book that Jet gave her.
That night?
Probably not in front of him, but It was just like still kind of ticked off, but also understand. And then like before going to bed, probably starting to read it.
Okay. Anything else? Okay. You're muted.
I want to make more bombs.
I'm not gonna make you roll for that. You get to make them
That with
bombs.
2 T's.
That's productive.
What does Lenny read?
Oh, so Lenny, there's a bunch of stuff in there. Jet's thoughts on making it to the NFL, yada yada yada. But there's a whole thing about his conflict in himself of like being attracted to his sister and wanting to say something about it, but being too afraid and making things weird. And it's got a bunch of like details about you and stuff that he remembers and interactions, like your favorite flowers, colors, things you like, stuff to get you for gifts when the holidays come around, that sort of thing. And on the last page of the journal, it just says, I'm going to tell her. But he never did because things happened that day.
Okay, so wherever she is, I'm assuming she like went to a room by herself. Was like, oh yeah, let me like look up stuff, and like, oh, the book, and like reads through it, just starts reading faster through it, and then probably throughout the house, you probably hear her say, "What the actual fuck?"
Okay, so Shahid immediately comes running in.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me. That wasn't
Sorry, I was
me
soldering
yelling,
something.
Fuck.
What's going on?
Nothing. She puts the book down. No, nothing.
Hey, this is my house. If something's wrong, you tell me. What's going on?
I read something, and it
you
startled me. I am totally fine. Don't
You read ghost books for fun, and
Yep.
what could start? Whatever. It's whatever. Okay.
Yep.
Do I catch a glimpse of the book just in time before Lenny hides it?
Lenny, it's up to you. This is your
You
story.
roll off.
Probably not. Like it was probably like you busted through pretty quickly, and then she just like and then like tries to put it under the pillow. Nope.
Okay. Yeah, she tucked it right before them.
Don't. Nope.
You know, actually, I wanted to talk to you about something. Hold on. I closed the door behind me. This is probably Is this my bedroom or is this the parents' bedroom?
You're probably in your parents' bedroom. I could see like Zilla and Lenny sharing a room, then Jet and Blue sharing another room. Probably don't have that many.
Yeah,
rooms.
we just have the two. Actually, you know stuff.
That might be sleeping on a lazy boy at this point, like kicked up.
Yeah.
There's 2 rooms, Blue's on a couch, Jet's the lazy boy.
Blue gave me this, and I hold out a cassette.
What?
I'm almost too afraid to play it. I know it's a mixtape, but I'm still too afraid to play it. Why is that?
15-year-old feelings bubbling up and not sure if they'll come back up if you listen to it.
Is that the reason why...
Shut up.
No, I'm asking, is that the reason why you thought... Back in the diner, you said that...
Oh. Yeah. Definitely.
Damn, did everyone see it but, like, us?
I mean, it's kind of... I shouldn't be saying this because, like, then you probably will say the same thing to me, but kind of obvious. Yeah, very obvious. Stared a lot. You stared a lot. Like, you were not blanking.
I was a growing boy with growing...
I was
boy
worried that
feelings.
you were going to start getting dry eye with the amount of lack of blinking you were doing, looking in Blue's direction.
Okay, that's
Jesus
not...
fucking Christ.
So anyway, you and... I point to where you've conspicuously tried to hide the journal. You're right, I did entirely start that conversation to walk you to this.
You son of a bitch. Okay, so apparently he was gonna confess, and then the time capsule, like that day.
You mean when Mai jumped out the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he also gave me the book to put in the time capsule, so I don't know how I was gonna read it in the first place.
Blue gave me the cassette the same day. Well, was gonna give me the cassette the same day, but then didn't. Because
We're all awkward as fuck.
maybe it's the mask thing, you know? Maybe it's it comes with the he pronouns. Anyone with a close association just gets really awkward about asking people they're attracted to go off and do things that people who are attracted to do.
That's my question. Why would he be attracted to me?
Lenny, you're an incredibly hot woman. Like, you're in control of yourself. You're smart. You're educated. You're beautiful. I mean, look at your hair.
Well,
You take care of yourself. It shows. Also,
I am-
attraction is weird. I mean, I think that shaggy looking motherfucker's hot. Let's be honest. I mean, when we were younger, sure, they were more compact. Things were a bit more happening, you know? Now they've grown lanky and tall and
need
still.
sun
Yeah.
and vitamin D.
Wait, at least it's not at least you're not into it. What do you want to do about it?
I'm not the type of person to let it lie, but just back then, Jet we were polar opposites. He was, still is, like the sun. I can't touch that.
Okay. I am Jet.
We're not doing this.
We are.
We're not fucking doing this.
We are.
At
We're
this
grown-ass
point,
people.
the
No.
physical exhaustion and pain and meds and everything happening
We're not doing this.
is starting to for sure hit. And also Lenny just
man.
not
I'm
wanting
so
to do it.
on the door.
tired, man.
until-
Yeah,
He-
Zilla having brushed her
I know
teeth
it's
and
your-
washed her
your
face
house,
is trying
but
to.
get the fuck out of our room.
Hey. Lenny and I were just talking about Blue.
Okay. Well, everyone in town is talking about us, so why don't you work on that
Which-
one?
How?
You know how that happened. Actually, I don't even know how that happened.
Yeah,
It was you. You did it, Shahid.
It was an
That's
accident.
how it was a huge lie that you told, and now everyone thinks you have pheromones. That must be why I'm attracted to you. So get out of the
What?
room so I can sleep.
What the fuck does pheromones have to do with it?
Yeah. Who knows?
Jesus, dude. I don't have a weird musk about me. Do I smell weird? Is that it?
I'm
It's
not
a
smelling
smell.
you.
Ask you.
I'm not fucking smelling you. Like that's not gonna happen.
Attraction's a weird thing. It's fine. Let's shoot.
Yeah, okay. Listen, Lenny, you're right. You shouldn't let it lie.
And I won't.
Good night.
And you shouldn't either. If you're gonna tell me shit, go to bed.
I close the door.
And with that, now we get to sleep. So all of you, usually this is a beginning of session thing, but we ended mid-scene, so you may heal in superficial damage your stamina rating, and then add an additional thanks to Blue's Cell Chef background merit.
Is this just for health, not for willpower?
You may recover your composure or resolve in superficial willpower damage, whichever is highest for you.
Okay.
As you've had a good talk. Well, you've had talks. Whatever they are, they've helped you at least mentally recalibrate a little bit for the tasks ahead. Blue, you're the first to wake up because your room is flooding. But like this is your room in the home, your childhood room, and it's flooding your room. A lot of these rooms have like a shared bathroom, like a suite bathroom, and it's definitely coming like water's pouring from your bathroom. You go, fling the door open, and there you are. I mean, it's you, but it's you at 10, younger maybe. very young, right when you first got here, in the tub, dressed in these light blue robes, this overflowing tub. You see your large glasses cracked, and as you're looking into the sort of murky reflection of those, childhood you reaches up, grabs you, pulls you in, and you come up, fighting your way back, resurfacing, looking around at the vast lake around you. Towards the shore, people in blue robes in a semicircle, smiling, chanting in unison, tears streaking down their face. From boundless heavens to the deepest oceans, all is connected by a seam of blue. Rip the seam above and below, joined once again. And that's when you feel it, the ropes that are tied to each of your arms. And you look at the reflection down in the water. You see yourself. You see that boy grinning at you. You hear the roars of the engines as the boats each start. And you feel that slack start to pull on your arms. Rip the seam, blue and blue, heaven and ocean, tear the boundary. Connect the great big blue is when you wake up. Something burning you. You don't even remember it being there, but the key to the home in your pocket.
Oh, fuck. Fuck. Is anybody else awake?
It's morning now. The light's starting to creep in. The others start to stir.
You were
Please.
moaning. What's going on?
Everything okay?
Yeah, I had a bad dream. Bad dream. I gotta, before we can go scouting today, Jet, I gotta meet with the contractors about getting some wiring laid down. They gotta get my signature, or, well, a signature.
Check on the hearth.
Yeah,
We both got to go to the house. It's fine. I'll go with. Because I have people coming in for some of the construction as well.
You going to the house to do construction stuff now, or are we doing the trail first?
Well, I think unless they're coming at the ass crack of dawn, then we're doing the trail first. But
trail first.
Okay. So people get ready. Breakfast is had. I assume all of you are going.
Yeah, we're not. I don't want to split up again, personally.
Yeah, you head out to where the trail left the road. You have to find your way back to where you guys exited, or back to where you first entered, and then, well, it depends. You want to try to go straight to where you found the kids' trail, or you want to try to trace it back from where you saw the thing on stilts? It's a little more easy to go that way, but there's also potential danger involved.
We're gonna pick the undangerous option, and that's gonna. He's immediately gonna say that because look at us.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mostly agree. However, when we last left off, one of them was pretty severely hurt, and the other one was dead as far as we can tell. I only say this, and I'm not saying we should go that way. I just want to make sure we have all the info on the table, because it might be easier to track from that place.
I don't care about it being easy. I care about it being safe right now.
I don't know if the other place is any safer. It's an unknown.
We can meet in the middle using Braxton and Pee Wee.
No, we're not splitting up.
I mean that we can compromise between what you two want to do. We'll take the safe track, but we'll let Pee Wee do the dangerous overhead, and we'll let Braxton be close to us.
You lead the way. I keep Braxton close.
Each of you give me an edge test. One for your animal stuff, one for your drone stuff. 8, a critical for blue.
Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna blow more willpower.
A 2 for Jet. With willpower. 2 becomes 3. Um, so this is what will happen. Using with your critical blue, you are able to get eyes on, get close enough to get eyes on where you last encountered those things, and are able to see that they are still around there. One you can see is being nursed back to health inside that building. The other one at work fixing the chainsaw. But you're able to avoid that whole area altogether, luckily. And with Braxton able to pick up the trail again, you're able to go the way you came out instead of the way you came in. Eventually, leading back to sort of the creek bed, or the shore of a creek, where you see the body of a teenage boy, very dark skin, kind of hair that you could tell is like not quite the length it probably wanted, but being grown out. Definitely not dressed for a trek in the woods. Dirty sneakers, jeans. Plain shirt. But you imagine this is Bull.
I check on him. Is the kid gonna be okay?
Give me a wits medicine. Two successes. He's in bad shape. I'm not sure exactly what's wrong with him. He looks like, I mean, he's a scrawny kid. He definitely has some bruising. But he's breathing.
Wait, where was he found? Was he where? What was
Almost just like washed up at the creek.
Okay.
I'm gonna take my time and do.
It's not where we found the bike before by the creek, no?
No, this is a whole different spot.
Okay, good.
Not where he was taken.
I'm gonna take some time and try and do my best to make sure he's okay.
Yeah, I'll say with the two eventually right here. Abel, the eyes flutter open eventually, very very weakly. You can see just confusion. He doesn't recognize. He doesn't know you. Tilting his head a little bit to kind of take in the rest, unsure of what's happening.
Hey kid, my name's Shahid. I'm from town. You haven't met me before. That's okay. I know your mom.
Can you bring me back to her?
Of course I can. How'd this happen? I start like lifting him up.
How did you find me?
We followed your bike. What happened? Careful, you might have spilled some water.
I was going home. Took a shortcut. Crashed my bike.
You were going home
Yeah.
or running away?
We already know, kid.
Don't tell my mom.
We won't. We'll say we just found you. Okay?
And you were on your way home, but we need to know what really happened.
Told you. I was gonna ride. I was gonna let him know. I just needed some distance. I just needed to get out of here. And I don't know. Next thing I know, A couple of assholes are dragging me off, hit me, took my bike.
Do you remember what they looked like?
I hadn't seen him in town or anything before. Just looked like some fucking dudes, camo, red hats, fucked up faces.
What were their boots like? Their shoes?
Boots? I don't know. Big boots?
Okay.
I don't
And they
know.
just took you and placed you there?
I don't know. They fucking hit me. I don't remember much. I just remember I came to, I heard fucking a chainsaw going and shit like that. I'm not fucking, I've seen horror movies. Fuck that. I didn't know where they were, but I got off and I took off.
Of course. You did the right thing.
And I must have fucking slipped, sprinting through these fucking woods. Sorry. Don't tell my mom I cussed either. And
You're fine.
Don't worry.
You're in good company.
it hit my head. Okay. You're not gonna tell her?
Not gonna tell her.
Not a damn word.
Don't tell her about the guys either. She'll lose her. She'll freak out.
No, what you did was your bike broke down. You tried to make it home. You slipped and fell. It's okay.
We'll take care of those guys. You won't have to be bothered by them anymore, okay?
Just no more bike rides in the middle of nowhere.
You gotta get around, but yeah. For
Don't-
being like really old, you guys are pretty cool.
You hungry? I made some sandwiches and stuff for us.
Make some killer sandwiches.
Yeah, you have them on you?
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, he starts grabbing them and starts fucking devouring these sandwiches, like ravenously. And I think that's where we're gonna end this episode. Making progress,
Anyone's
making
taken
headway.
time to look at Jet during all of this, you see Jet go from tears to just balled up fist anger. Like Jet looks like he would break something right now. It's important detail for later.
We'll end with that detail. I don't know what it means or why it matters, but you rescued the kid. This is a good time. We're ending on a happy note. Speaking of happy notes, we like playing this game. So thank you for watching us play this game. Thank you for supporting us if you can. If you can't do that, share it. Spread it around. It's good stuff. Everyone should get a little bit. Because these are good people. And we're going to talk about these people. Tell the other people who you are, where they can find you, what you are up to. Starting in the same order with Nordine.
Can we go for a different order just this once? Hi, my name is Nordine Likadir. My pronouns are he, him. You can catch me online at Werewolf Feels, where you can find me pretty much anywhere. Twitch, Twitter, Instagram. I'm consistent. And I play games, I talk about games, I write games, I consult for games, and also I do a bunch of other things in this space and in other spaces. So that's the best way to find out what I'm doing next. Thanks for joining us. Go ahead, Mandy.
I'm Mandy Morose, and tonight I played Zilla Akins. I am the opposite of Nordine as far as consistency goes in the Twitter, Instagram. I don't do anything over there for the most part, but I do like to hang out on Table Goth, where I play some games and I do some tutorials. So when we do those, you can find me there.
Prince.
Hello, everyone. I'm Prince, also known as Dimples and Dice. Yeah, that's where you can find me around the internet. Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all that jazz. I am there at Dimples and Dice. You can also follow me over on my sister station, Roll the D20s, where I am the storyteller for Vampire the Masquerade, Philly by night, every Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm also a GM for a D&D campaign called Wayward Revelry over on my own channel at 11 a.m. on Sunday mornings. I am on a bunch of different other shows and things. Waffles Maple Syrup on Fridays at 8 p.m. There's a Fables game coming up. There's another game coming up. Watch out It's gonna be dope, and I'm enjoying telling the story to y'all. That's all.
Shade.
Hello, everyone. I'm Shadi Smith Edwards. I am known as SS Ambrose _ on Twitter, but everywhere else, SS Ambrose. So there's that. I am running a stream on Girls Run These Worlds on Mondays for the month of June. I don't know what time paradox is happening right now, but just in general, if you can't like catch it there, you can always catch it on YouTube on Girls Run These Worlds YouTube channel as well if you want to catch up with the 4-part series. But other than that, that is me. Take it away to the next person.
The next person's Wes.
Howdy. I said that really weird. My name is Wes Franks. You can find me on Twitter at ThirstTrapMoth. That's where you'll get a bunch of
Muted.
This
The cat
little
muted
shit
it.
muting me. Muting me. You'll see a lot
You've
of
said
this
enough.
little scamp here as well. You can go ahead and follow us over on Carrying Comfort Studios on Twitch, as well as hitting up our YouTube. Like Prince mentioned, we have a Fables actual play called Fables Once and Future using the Urban Shadows 2nd edition rule set. It is going to be a great time. It premieres July 29th, and we're doing a simulcast. We're going to be premiering on Twitch and YouTube. So if you hate Twitch and don't understand how it works, you can watch us over on YouTube. If you can't stand YouTube and you think it smells like pheromones, then watch us on Twitch. We got it going on both sides. So, go ahead and check us out. And you can check out the rest of our great content on YouTube. Subscribe. Do that. Follow me. I don't know. Take this away from me, please.
It is now mine. I'm Bully. I'm on Table Goss stuff. Find me there. Mostly doing this. I'm really excited about this. So if you're watching this, keep watching it. And yeah, we got an after show, which I'm excited as we have some revelations to talk about, maybe. And that's it for that. Thank you very much for watching Never Coming Home. This course is finished. We invite you to dine with us again soon. Bye.
That fucking noise. Oh God.
I love it.